Sleeping Beauty, I'm loving they canceling Sleeping Beauty right now because they was like, yo, this was basically like rape because she was asleep and homie was kissing her. Fam, did you not know this was going on right now?
Yeah.
They're canceling Snow White, right?
They want to take down a ride.
They're like, yo, we're taking it all down because number one, she had these little people as slaves for sure. Working, but that's definitely what's going on. And then secondly, this dude came over and kissed her while she was
Snow
asleep.
White.
That's Snow White.
I don't watch these shits. Sleeping Beauty and Snow White is not the same people? They just rebranded.
No.
Who is Sleeping Beauty exactly? What's her name?
Sleeping Beauty, I mean, she doesn't really have much of a story, right?
What's her name? She just sleeps.
Her name is, what's her name? Like
Just
something with a
iron.
vowel.
Just need more iron. I just need more iron.
She does eat a witch's poison apple or something.
That is what happened.
Oh,
Very
Princess
Snow White.
Arya.
Aria?
Who was that?
Aurora.
Aurora. Who is that? That's
We
Sleeping
better
Beauty.
show some
Sleeping
respect to the. She was like the first Spanish joint, right? What was she? Aurora? No, that's Elena.
No, Elena and
Elena was
and
the first
Taina. Oh,
And Taina.
Taina.
Shout out to
They didn't get Taina no love.
She was the frog,
She was a
right?
frog
Wait,
for
Taina-
most of the movie.
She
Man.
was
They was
black.
like, black lady, we gonna make you a frog for the most of this movie, and then we gonna give you 10 minutes of glory.
Now that I think about it, the level of disrespect is
That happens.
crazy. With
It's
Tiana.
insane, man.
They gave her the right name though. That's how you.
I
you
wasn't
gotta
mad
give
at
her the-
Taina. I was like, that's
Taina.
But
Cool,
all the
man.
moms aren't. Think about it. They all
Who are
have
you?
evil stepmoms.
I love that movie. I
All the
just
real
watched
moms
it.
are dead.
did you?
Aurora, which one?
No,
Princess and the
Oh,
Frog.
Princess
I've
and the
never
Frog. It is a
seen
classic.
I've never seen it.
No,
either.
it's really good.
And
Okay.
New Orleans, it depicts New Orleans the way New Orleans really is. which is
Yeah,
dope,
I know
which is
it's
dope.
real jazzy. I just always come in and out. No,
Not real jazzy.
It's just because isn't she a frog for most of
Yeah,
it?
she turns into a frog, but then
She
you want me to tell
finds
you what
love.
happened? She finds love. and
No,
then-
let him watch it.
I'm gonna watch it now.
Go watch
Cause
it.
you know I still be jumping in on Disney movies here and there,
Mm-hmm.
and when I do, I'm like, yo, y'all are still Disney doing this shit
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
making quality stuff.
You gotta watch it in 4K.
I
You
watched
gotta do the
Coco
whole
maybe
thing.
like a year and a
Okay.
half
Oh my
back,
God,
Okay.
Coco.
and I was like, motherfucker, this is amazing.
No, it was
Right.
incredible.
This is
Right.
everything.
No, dog. I'm the dude that's watching Madagascar 1, 2,
Me too.
3.
It's
as soon
amazing.
as- whenever they're on, I'm locked
Zootopia
in.
hard too.
Really?
Zootopia
I
was
never
tough
got
to
into
get.
Madagascar.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's popping.
Those
fam.
penguins?
I didn't know.
Those penguins are
Hilarious.
No, it's different. It's a different.
They got their own spin-off, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
the,
it
They did.
the
Penguin
penguins.
one?
I think it's called.
I'm trying to think, but that's DreamWorks.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who. As I get into animated, I'm like, that's DreamWorks. Don't you
Yo,
put that on Disney?
Yo, you know what's crazy? You know, I did a voiceover for Dora the Explorer years ago.
Did you?
They made me like a little character, and I don't even know
That's
why. I
amazing.
came back. You know, Twitter resurfaces everything.
Yeah.
So they tagged me, and I was like, what? When did I do this?
Were you mad at it, or was it dope as hell?
It was dope because it's like my daughter could go back and look at this forever. And
That's
be
probably
like,
why
my
you did
father
it.
was on joint. But looking back at it, I was like, I sound like a complete fucking mess. Like, who is this guy? Like, what do I do?
Dude, I did a whole TV show on Nickelodeon, on Nicktoons, with Rob. We did a fucking TV show for 2 seasons called The Wild Grinders. Skateboarders, I was a dog. It was like dope as hell and also
crazy.
really weird at the same time. Where I was like, I don't know if I'm enjoying myself. But this is also really cool that I could tell people, like, hey, you know, I was on like this little cartoon. I was a whole thing on Nickelodeon. So now I get you.
It was very Rocket Power, right?
It was very Rocket Power.
Rocket
Yeah.
Power.
I love
Rocket Power was dope.
now.
Were they black?
One
No,
of
they
them.
weren't black.
What
But
race
that nigga
were-
had
Oh, no,
braids.
I'm
They don't
thinking
say
of-
no like that. He was cultural
Wait.
appropriate
He
like
was
motherfucker.
a little bit.
Sway Lee?
There's a Hawaiian
hella
something.
Sway Lee, yeah?
They're
in
Hawaiians,
there.
yeah, something.
Yeah,
in
they're
there.
Hawaiian,
That's
right?
I was thinking Recess with my one black dude that was out here.
What was
Oh
his
no,
Vince?
there was a
Of course,
black
he was
dude.
the athlete.
What
and
was
shit.
Vince's last name?
I don't know.
I used to call nigga Vince Young, knowing that wasn't his last
He looked like
name.
Vince Young.
Yeah,
though.
I know.
Wow. Why he had the same fit every day?
Every day. Who?
The same.
Tito
fit.
from Rocket Power.
Tito. Yeah, Tito.
Yo,
Yeah,
Rocket Power was
Rocket
wild.
Power was dope. Rocket Power was super dope. You had nigga like what shit did you used to watch? Other than Rocket Power?
I mean, Rocket Power was big for me. I like Doug.
Doug
I
was
like.
a good
I mean, I loved
one.
Rocco's
Classic.
Modern Life.
Rocko's Modern Life
really
was
did.
classic.
What a
too.
sleeper! Like that one doesn't get enough love.
That
That
was
one was
so
really
good.
intricate.
Yeah,
Like there were certain
It was
things.
like the gross out weirdness of Ren and Stimpy, but
Exactly.
with like a story.
With a real story,
and,
like,
exactly.
Ren and Stimpy was just like they
with
would
the grandma would
Yeah.
always sabotage the shit. Yeah,
and
exactly.
Stimpy was just like they wouldn't even do no intro. They would just walk right into shit. As soon as it started, you was like, "This is
Exactly.
disgusting." Ren and Stimpy didn't even try.
Yeah.
but Rocko's Modern Life was a real story.
Wait, were you a cat
It had
dog
Heffa.
guy? Were you a cat dog
I like
guy?
the theme
Not
song.
me.
He
Never?
hates cat
Not
dogs.
me.
That shit was weird.
I'm
he
anti-cat
hates
dog.
Shit
cat
was
dogs
weird.
so much.
Why are these motherfuckers
Cat
attached?
dog.
Who thought
Cat
about
dog.
attaching these motherfuckers? Like,
I did. I thought it
you
was
never woke up one day and was like, I should
No.
attach a dog and a cat together.
Oh no, the dude who did the show should have been investigated immediately because he definitely has murdered in his
It
life.
was weird.
But at the same time, I was like, this is
got
kind of
it.
cool.
Yeah,
I feel like I felt like I was being talked down to even as like an 8-year-old. I was like,
That's
okay,
not
I
real.
get it. Some people like cats, some people like dogs. So you try to make cat dog and pull me in. Like, fuck
Oh,
this.
you were pissed.
I feel the marketing towards me and no creativity there.
Zero.
You know, it's just like cat dog. Fuck you.
Like I could call by episode 5, they're gonna want to be separated and be themselves and be
For
their own
sure.
person.
Boom.
Like there's only a matter of time before we do that.
I mean, it's easy, but I feel like Nicktoons are not. You know, they don't go for the easy choice. They
But
do
they-
the cool choice.
Yeah.
But they used to
Other
go
than
for that
cat
in
dog.
every animated thing. It was like you would have like the twins who were attached at the hip.
Exactly.
And you'd be like, and there was always an episode where it was like, I don't want to be like you anymore.
And then they go for like the surgery.
Yeah,
but
and
they
then something
get-
happens.
And then something
they
happens.
realize
They're
they need
like,
each other. Or they gotta make a decision. They get real dark. Like one of y'all gonna die.
exactly. They're like,
What
I don't want-
Nicktoons were you guys
yo,
watching?
shit was deep.
Speed
Shit was deep.
the real shit.
Exactly.
I miss
Well, I mean, I tell everybody, like,
Oh, Hey Arnold. Love a good Hey Arnold.
That's
That was
great.
incredible.
Yeah.
hey, Arnold had a
Incredible.
motherfucking
good
apartment
one.
as a bedroom, though.
Yeah, he
fam. That
did.
was
His
no
shit
most.
was solid.
Yeah,
that
that
nigga
was
lived
fire.
in New York City. They was rich as fuck. That nigga lived in New York.
He had a
fam.
brownstone.
Had a brownstone, and then he had a full-on floor that was his
Facts.
with like, it was just the most like.
I need
that
to
was,
talk to Hey Arnold's
That was $3
moms
million at least for that
because
property. That was a Tribeca.
He was set up nice. Okay.
He was super set up.
He was set up nice. And that little ass hat, he only wore one little hat in the middle of his head.
It was just his grandma and his grandpa, right? And they
Yeah.
both,
Yeah.
they both
Yep.
were lunatics. But like the money was coming in from somewhere. We don't know where, but they was eating well.
Walk
Well,
up.
they had like renters, didn't they? When they have like
They did.
tenants.
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
tenants.
they were like little. They were the landlord of the building, right?
They were.
Yeah.
I thought they more.
That all
managed.
came back to me. I forgot that
I
until I
literally
said
just
out loud.
watched this like a week
I
ago.
thought to myself,
really?
there's no way they were the actual landlords. They were more like the fucking managers because they could. I don't know. They were just so crazy. I was like, they can't. This can't be their building. They would have been lost this.
Have you met landlords? They're pretty
There,
fucking crazy.
yeah.
It's always one. It was one black dude on that show too, right? It's always one black dude.
Gerald.
Gerald. Yeah, Gerald. I don't know if I love Gerald's name as much. It's an old nigga name.
Yeah, it is.
They just threw that on him. But it's always just one good old black character. Recess, like you said, had Vince. I knew all of their names too. I was a huge Recess fan.
Huge recess. fan.
I told you I was a huge Recess fan. The episode when they knew that Spinelli's name was Ashley.
Yep.
And
Yep.
all the Ashleys was like, yo, you one of us
You
now.
one
She
of
hated
them.
that shit.
Yeah.
She really fell into it as if she had to be one of them because her
She's
name was
like,
Ashley.
it is what it is. But it also like reverted back to the pressures of like grammar school and high school and like what that shit really felt that way in certain circumstances, you know?
Yep.
Oh yeah, the world building of Recess, where there's like the king and all these rigid social
King Bob was
structures.
amazing.
The kindergartners are
Are you
like
kidding?
are like natives.
Insane. They were
Yeah.
insane.
It was insane.
They were
yo.
fucking insane. They
Savages.
ran that school too.
Yeah,
King
they
Bob,
did.
like, yeah, to bow down to them one day. They lost the throne for him, didn't they?
Where's the fucking reruns
Yeah.
of this? This shit's on.
It's on Disney
Amazon
Plus
Prime.
now.
It's on
It's
Disney.
on
All of that
Disney.
on Disney
Plus.
Plus.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
I
Oh.
watched the shit here.
Y'all
and
don't
there.
even know the
Dun,
deep
dun,
dive
dun,
that's
dun,
happening
dun,
tonight.
Crap Family is up there right now.
Y'all have
Yeah.
no idea the deep dive that's going on tonight after
Yeah,
this show.
because we had a Wizard Kelly reference last week, didn't we?
Mhm.
People was like, I ain't heard that name in forever. I was like, Wizard Kelly was just Magic Johnson. It was the fucking craziest shit.
Cheers! Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Hey.
Yay.
I am Chris Reinacher, aka the Connoisseur, aka Speed Bump, aka the Goop in Your Gap, aka La La La, aka Elusive Moose, aka Saxophone Jones, and with me as always,
I am Sterling Steelo Brim, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. S to the B to your best of the breed, a.k.a. is that third leg, no, it's just me, a.k.a. Concerned Father, a.k.a. Black Mama, a.k.a. RP Black Mamba, a.k.a. Steezington, a.k.a. Stallington, your stylist, and last but not least, your Uncle Elroy. And with us, we have a very special guest today. I'm trying to think. Overall, cool dude, fly ass dude, Super Bowl champion. I would say now a TV personality. I hate calling you that because you do so much more than that. But you're all over the place right now, making your waves in LA. My guy, Mr. Victor Cruz.
hey, welcome.
Any AKAs, my
Yeah.
brother?
I don't want to stand up to that now. I mean, I got You know, okay, I got a couple. Hold on.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay, not over here. Victor Cruz, a.k.a. Team Vic is what the homies call me,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Salsa King, a.k.a. Kiss the Ring,
Okay.
a.k.a. Blanca's son. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And Courtney's with us off camera.
Yes, again. Deciding that she doesn't want to be seen again this week.
Every week, don't want to
Every
be
week.
on camera.
People love it though. At this point, they're just like, keep her off. It's her thing.
That's when you start a hashtag Invisible Courtney. and
Yeah,
shit,
they continue to call her everything but
Oh.
just Courtney. She's getting her own AK. Do you have AKs?
You did. You got an AKA last
I?
week, at least one. I can't remember what it was.
Was it The Voice?
The
It's-
Voice. If you want that, it's yours.
No, I
like
don't
it.
think I like
AKA
that.
The Voice.
The Voice. Why'd you go deep on it like that? The
That's
Voice.
not the way my voice sounds.
At all.
I'm not trying to do your voice.
The Voice. Yeah, and if you don't know about this show, each week we just kind of go over the news. It's a topical show, so we go over the weekly news, but range from everything from comedy to politics to everything in between. While we do that, we sip some wine and we smoke some weed, and we are sipping today one of our favorites, Justin's Cabernet Sauvignon, and what we smoking? One of our favorites again, from
CBX.
Tropicana.
Yeah, these feel like big standards.
And
now.
you are drinking and sipping with us today, but you will not be smoking.
I will not be partaking.
I
in
get
this
that,
one.
man. I get that, man. You know, you can't be out here like
Can't be
Paul
out.
Pierce and be smoking with us. And then they got you like, oh, we going to take my man and lose his job.
Yep.
Nah, you good. Don't smoke with us. It's not the right call. I don't think, you know what it is? I don't think Viacom watches me on this. So they don't even know I smoke, so they let me live.
The
So
minute
that's
I go
cool.
live in this motherfucker with a blunt in hand,
Yeah.
they'll be watching.
It's the blunt. You know what it is? You know what? No bullshit. If it was a joint, I think it's suspension. It's the blunt
was definitely-
symbolizes black
but
freedom.
there's only a
The blunt says I'm free and I'm black.
success. The blunt symbolizes success.
They don't like it.
But there's only a matter of time before that veil has to come down. Because, like,
It will.
it's
It's
legal. It's free. Like, what are we doing here?
What do
Like,
you want them to do?
Yeah.
Like people who reside now in the two biggest states in New York and
Yes.
California can legally walk around and smoke
in
marijuana.
Jersey, let's not leave New
and
Jersey.
no, I
New
said the
Jersey's
two
big.
biggest states, yeah, but of course Jersey and
We right
Chicago.
there,
I'm from
New Jersey.
Chicago. We
No, of
we
course.
can smoke weed as well. So they can now walk around all these big metropolitan cities and smoke weed. So at what point do you say, hey, we gotta kind of move? And especially it's always surprises me with Hollywood as well, per se, because they're so liberal in so many ways, and when they make a conservative stance. But I think it was probably the combination of the actual blunt, the strippers, and whatever cologne that was going on in that room.
I
They
think
was
it was
like,
they were throwing poker chips at these women. Like,
Were they?
Like, that shit hurts.
were they
Does that
worth
not-
anything? The poker chips?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there was some decent money on the table. Paul Pierce has a lot of high roller friends. I'm
That's
sure
true.
You know what I mean?
I don't
So-
mind the poker chips if the poker chips were really like worth a lot. We was just talking about this off camera. Should we make the first article since it's organic?
The quarters and
The quarters and the
dollars?
dollars. Yeah, the quarters and the dollars. You know, we had our Ush bucks that we covered a couple weeks back, but now they got a quarter that they're leaning toward Maya Angelou. And, you know, Harriet Tubman, they've been promising her $1 for a couple years now
Wait,
I'm
they're
at
trying
20.
to put Maya Angelou on the quarter?
on the quarter.
I'm with that.
I'm with that, too.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
They're really just slowly replacing Washington. Oh no, never mind. They took the 20 and the quarter. Yeah, Washington
20
has
was
two.
Jackson, right?
Yeah, replace that
Who the-
motherfucker.
Yeah, Jackson. Get
Fuck
rid of
that
him.
guy.
But how many of our forefathers can we really just not say fuck that guy anyway?
That's true. I mean, yeah,
For
they're overall. It's not.
I got a petition for. Can we get like fucking Patrick Ewing on one of these fucking like he was my
Why
hero,
Patrick
like,
Ewing?
like
before
just
anybody
random
else?
like Michael Jordan. I mean, I'm New York. I was a Knick guy, so it was just like Patrick was the guy. But like I got a couple people that
I was
is there a
Patrick, man.
petition? Is there a list I can submit?
Is there a list? And yeah, who's next?
Who do
I
we
do
speak
like
to?
starting with two strong black women. I do want to know where we pivot and go to from there. I'm down with a Mexican quarter or something, a Mexican nickel or something. I'm down with a whole bunch of people getting
Let's just
representation.
hope we don't
Mexican nickel.
I'm joking. I'm saying we should get representation. We got two black
Oh,
women
you're
to
saying?
start.
Yeah, I get
I'm
what you're
saying
saying.
let's cover
now.
some more grounds,
Yeah.
get some black men, some
I can see
some
Frida
Hispanic
on
women.
a
Yeah,
I can see Frida on a
yeah.
nickel, something like that.
That's what I'm
Artist.
saying.
I can see that. I can see that.
First historical figures chosen for American Women Quarters program. The United States Mint last week announced that poet and civil rights activist Maya Angelou And NASA astronaut Sally Ride will be the first 2 women featured on the quarter as part of the American Women Quarters program. 20 women will be featured on the quarters through 2025, with up to 5 women honored per year as a result of the Circulating Collectible Coin Redesign Act of 2020.
Oh, so these temporaries.
Yeah, it doesn't say who the other women will be, but they are the first 2 that have been announced.
So it's like, so the new like state quarters will be like women quarters. Is that the idea? And it'll be famous women throughout history.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
what it sounds like,
I'm looking
yeah.
at Sally's haircut, and I'm just trying to decide if I want to see this on a quarter. It's not anything against Sally per se.
You don't have no quarters
It's
in your
the-
pocket.
Well, I'm
anyway,
just
man.
saying, yeah, and that's another thing is that we not.
Sally's struggling.
It's a
man.
pandemic. We
Can
never
I
be
see
carrying
Sally?
around coins,
Sally's
and y'all
struggling.
throwing Maya.
There's a coin shortage.
Also, now we gonna just put out some more with Maya and with Sally.
Well, okay, now that it's a shortage.
These are all women though.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna do
all
I
women.
like that. That's cool.
It's 5 women per year till 2025.
5 women per year, and they only did the first 2 though so far.
Yeah, they're only
Oh, okay. I'm gonna love to see Serena get on that quarter, boy.
Hmm?
Stop playing like
That'll
it
be
ain't gonna
fine.
happen. Serena got to go on the quarter, or they're not gonna put anyone living. Is Sally living?
Who do you think would be the most recent person who would be legit to put on a coin?
Oh, so Sally has passed away 2012.
Yeah.
Do you have to be dead? Because that makes it
I feel
different.
like you probably would have to be dead.
Oh, that makes it different.
Hmm.
I mean, unless you could do Michelle Obama. Who else you can
Michelle
do?
Obama would be
Yeah,
a good
Michelle
one.
will be on there. Okay,
I can see that.
I'm rocking with that.
I could see Dolly Parton being on one of
Oh,
these.
yeah. That's
People
a good
love
Yeah,
Dolly
Dolly Parton.
Parton.
People do
People
love Dolly
love
Parton.
Dolly
Wait,
Parton.
what?
Yeah, people
What?
do
Yeah,
love
she
Dolly
gives
Parton.
back a lot.
Yeah, she
too.
does, and she be standing for some shit.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where we're gonna put her on a nickel.
No, we gotta make decisions. We gotta make decisions here.
My thing is,
She's not on a nickel. We go make the tally put on a nickel. It's the quarter program.
it's the quarter program.
It's all quarters.
Okay, all quarters.
We dropping quarters.
don't know
Okay, who
about
else
that.
could be on it? Oh, what about that black lady? That was the first black astronaut?
Oh, you talking about old girl that was in all of our schools? What was her name?
Doing the speeches.
Yeah, she was right there.
Oh,
Why am I
what was her
forgetting her name?
Mia Jameson?
No, that's
But is
Antoine
this-
Jenna
Jameson.
Jameson on the coin.
That's Antoine James.
But you see
Don't
this lady
target
on
me.
Yeah,
every,
for sure,
she's on every
everywhere.
Oh,
poster.
yeah.
Everywhere, everywhere.
Yo, she was at every public
everywhere.
school.
Well, we found out she was just a model. She never went
The
anywhere.
stock
She
model?
was hired.
By the way, that could have absolutely been the case. We wouldn't know.
We
I
don't know
don't
if they
know.
really went up there to begin with.
When did she die? I bet you she
Yeah,
died
the
like
lighter.
before we even was in school.
Let's see. She died in, she was
Space.
64.
No,
Okay,
she
all right,
didn't
good,
go up
we're
there.
No,
good,
no,
we're
no,
She
no.
was 64 when she died.
She was it doesn't say. She's still alive.
Look at you. She's still
Stop
alive.
it.
Disqualified.
How's she not speaking
Wow.
more?
Disqualified.
Are you not letting her speak? Because she going to tell y'all the truth that we didn't go up there.
Facts.
We didn't really go
She gonna be like, that wasn't us.
It was a camcorder and
Yeah.
it was some actors.
That wasn't
And they made us
Neil.
jump in slow motion. That was what our instructions
That
were.
was all CGI.
Before we even knew what it was.
They put this green screen up behind
No,
us.
I'm trying to think. There's got to be some more women that we like. We can all just agree on. Like,
Yeah,
yo.
but we're probably just going blank right now, but I'm sure there's a ton. Of course. Of course.
Hello, Miss Carter.
Beyonce?
Man, I throw Beyonce on the
I
quarter.
would put her on the quarter too.
Shit, I'm a part
I'd
of
say
the
all of our
Beehive, fam.
currency.
Just put
throw it
Destiny.
on it all.
Just put the whole Destiny
The whole
Child
Destiny
on
Child,
there.
just
Just put them all on it.
Shit, put Louis
This
D on
point.
there. What? They just say a random name. Wait, I'm trying to think.
Not Lumi D.
Who else is somebody we can agree? There are no more.
Oh, probably Miss our VP.
Caballeros?
Yes.
Yeah, we could probably. Yeah, we'll probably throw on there. You know what I'm saying?
because it's a first. Anytime anyone checks that first,
why you gonna
first
hit her
to
with the
ever.
asterisk.
you know
Oh,
what I mean?
Anne Frank. They probably gonna put Anne Frank up
But
there.
she's not American though.
Oh,
You know?
Oh, yeah, you gotta be
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Not bad.
That wasn't
Was she
real.
a-
what?
Was she
Was
American?
that her
I mean,
real
she's
name?
Native American.
Is that a real story?
She's more American than we are.
Is that a real story, or did we just have to listen
No,
to John
that's
tell
real.
the
That's
story?
true. That's true.
Sojourner Truth.
Hell yeah, put the John Troop up there.
Rosa Parks.
Oh, we
Ooh,
gonna,
Rosa
Rosa
Parks.
Parks.
you can't ask our black
Coretta?
guys. We gonna
Coretta?
give it to all black people, boy. You
I am giving it to all
Sojourner
black
Truth.
people.
Coretta Scott.
We
Yeah,
said
Harriet
Coretta
Tubman's
Scott
a big
King.
one, you know?
But I thought Harriet Tubman was gonna be on the 20.
That's true,
20, man.
which
Don't try to
is
put
well
her on the
deserved
but
because
she should be on that quarter too. Fuck it.
yeah, she's kind of the top one over here. Ella Fitzgerald, that's not bad.
Ella
I
Fitzgerald.
would say like
I thought, what you gonna say, Dorothy Dandridge?
I feel
Ooh,
like
that's a good
Susan
one.
B. Anthony or something like
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
will.
Oh, Ida B.
She already
Wells.
on a
I-
fucking
That's what I'm talking
$50 dollar
That's
piece.
Is Ida B. Wells on
She is.
anything?
Susan B. Anthony is what a dollar is.
Are you-
What?
What?
The Susan B. Anthony is a dollar.
Oh, the coin, the dollar coin.
Oh, yeah,
I
the
forgot
coin,
about
the coin.
that.
Fuck y'all both just wetted me twice.
Wow, so this
I was
is not a new
I was
thing.
about to go crazy. I was like, am I going crazy?
This is not a new thing. Oh,
This
no.
woman, what's this woman's name?
Condoleezza
Oh,
Rice.
Condoleezza
Condoleezza Rice. Do we
you know
want to
what?
put Condoleezza on there?
RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Dude, that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. That's the one. That's who we were all looking for.
Not, but okay. But we can agree.
That one feels really good in my spirit. That one feels really good in my spirit.
Oh, what about Oprah? No.
Throw her on.
I don't know if you can put somebody with so much money on money to just remind us we broke. Oprah just gonna remind us we broke.
Forever.
Oprah got enough money to print her own quarters.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
so-
She could just print her own quarter. She don't need us.
Dude, people. I feel like people hate billionaires, but they don't really hate Oprah, and they don't really hate. Is it just we hate white billionaires?
Because
People hate
Oprah's not
Oprah.
throwing it in your face. Oprah's not like.
And
she's living
Oprah's
her life
truly self-made, right?
for the most part.
Yeah. I think people have been trying to, or you hear whispers or allegations or whatever the fuck you want to call them, of people trying to say that like other billionaires, Oprah might not be as clean as she's appeared to be. But I don't know if people hate Oprah because she was the voice for a lot of America during the 80s and 90s. So people have done knows for like Oprah was
When Middle
them.
America TV was.
It was everything.
boom, it was
like my mom was
all
at
we
home
had.
watching
It was
Oprah,
all-
crying
it
with
was all
Oprah,
they had.
connecting with
Oh,
Oprah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Versus the billionaires, we don't know you enough to connect with you. You don't have a connection with Jeff Bezos.
At all.
He looks like a fucking villain. We were just talking about this.
He does.
I was in the DR. We were like, oh, at what point can you be a billionaire and not be a villain? Are you automatically evil if you're a billionaire? Can you make it to be a billionaire without being evil? Is my question.
I think so.
Evil. I
think
don't like
you-
using the word evil either because it's such like a fucking. It's a messy word. I don't mean evil, but can you get to being a billionaire without a straight path? I'll say that. That's a better question.
I think once you're there, you're going to make some decisions that probably impact people poorly. Like you're almost forced to. But there's some people that can probably get to $1 billion without being evil along the way. Unless you're fucking people over in business, but does that mean they're evil?
I don't think you can get to $1 billion without fucking somebody over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to get got, however way you frame it. But my thing is, the way I judge it is, what's your philanthropy like? Like, how are you giving back? Like, yeah, you making all this money, but how are you recycling some of that or portion that back into the community, back into the world, back into people that don't have it as good as you do? Like, that's the only way you're judged, by what you do, your actions as a billionaire, not so much because you got it and where you at and you flaunt it to us. It's more so, what are you doing with it?
Well,
You know
I
what
mean, you could argue with Bill Gates. I think he was sued in 95 by America. When he got his quote unquote monopoly and America sued him, was like,
I remember that.
hey motherfucker, you making too much money. You got us by the nuts. He started to, not that he
That's
wasn't
so
already
crazy,
big.
by the
in
way.
philanthropy.
Like,
Yeah, it is
just
insane.
mentally to
It's
just
insane to be like, you're making,
process
yeah,
that,
like we
what?
got to sue you as a country.
Yeah.
Because
You
was-
own computers.
not because he basically owned the world.
So, Bill and Melinda Gates have announced their divorce after 27 years of marriage, saying we no longer believe we can grow together as a couple. After a great deal of thought and a lot of
Quarantine,
work
man.
on our relationship, we have made the decision to end our marriage, the pair tweeted. They first met in the 1980s when Melinda joined Bill's Microsoft firm. So, Bill Gates is the fourth wealthiest person in the world, according to the Forbes, and is worth
Fourth, not third?
Fourth, he's a fourth now, and is worth $124 billion. The pair have been working on their divorce since 2019.
Working on that's how you know you got money, when you've been working on the divorce
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah, it's the long-winded ass, a long form
what?
contract. Y'all got to go over.
What? Like,
A couple of things. Number one, Bill is the fourth richest person by choice. Bill Gates gives away $50 billion, give or take $30 billion each year, to like different charities, through his philanthropy work. He tries to give out as much money. He does that also because he got sued, where he couldn't make as much money, where he didn't want to go through that whole mess again. But I think it's I think it's interesting. And the question becomes, the second question actually was, should one even have this much money? And I'm only going to ask the question for these reasons. when you look at this, Bill Gates and Melinda made that statement, and they had to make a statement. They had to make this statement not because they cared. They've already been working on divorce. They're okay. They're fine. They're chilling. They had to make the statement solely to calm the market. They own too many businesses and too many things that the companies in the different China and all these different countries looked at this and was like, we don't know what this means for us. Bill and Melinda had to make a statement and say, calm down. It means nothing. We're going to figure this thing out. And from there,
business as usual.
Well, business as usual. Does that mean that you have too much power? If two people can make one statement and the fucking world has to pay attention because it can mean so many different things for so many different industries.
That's a lot of power.
It's a lot of power, which becomes the question is it too much power?
Well, like, yes, maybe, but you're not going to tell them, like, you know, you're stupid for making that much money in order for you to even have that much power. Like, I'm sure throughout the process of what Bill Gates was doing in its inception in the beginning, he wasn't like, I'm about to have more money than America and I'm about to have them by the balls. I think he was just like, I'm about to go out here and try to change the world with these computers and what we got going on, and then we go from there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things that, like, you can't fault me for creating a product that's fucking out of this world, and now it's a necessity, and now the world literally runs on computers. Like, there's nothing that goes on in this world without a computer. So how I got to this billion or multiple billions is I did it my way, and there's nothing else y'all could do about it, period. Like, it's just the way it is. It's unfortunate because, again, Bill Gates is one of those billionaires that gives away a lot of money, right? Gives away to the people, lets them have, you know, those type of things. But does he have is it fair for him to have too much money? No, because if I was him, I'm fucking Scrooge McDuck, okay? Diving in that shit at the end of every episode, and I'm dispersing it the way I feel, like the way I feel I want to.
Do you think single Bill Gates is gonna be a little more
acting
flexy?
a fucking fool?
I can't wait to pull up on him at the strip club.
Get a TikTok.
Get a TikTok.
Start hanging out with Chet Hanks.
Nah, I wouldn't do my boy Bill like
Him
that.
and Jeff,
Can you imagine if
Jeff
that
pulling up in a Tesla? Could you imagine?
Oh man, he starts hanging out with other billionaires and they
100%.
become.
Wait, so that's one of the reasons why allegedly that Melinda is filing a divorce is because he was close with Jeffrey Epstein, that guy that was flying women to the
No.
Oh,
That
is this gossip?
That's
or
going to
is
be a
this for real?
speculation
Yeah,
because
it was
Allegedly.
part of their
that's speculation. That's
demise.
allegedly because
It was
there's
part of their what?
Part of their why they're getting a divorce is because he had a friendship with him.
Where was that set?
I
That was
don't
said in
know
like
about
official
Yeah,
papers.
it's
or
on CNN.
speculated?
from CNN.
Wow.
Yeah.
CNN.
He like, hold up.
They must have
Hold
some
up.
shit. Well, Maxine Giselle.
The
shit
Wall
is about to
Street
blow up.
the Wall Street Journal is saying it. That's one of the reasons.
Okay, so now this is a completely different
Oh
thing.
my
Yeah.
god!
Because girl shit about to blow up. They keep saying that they're trying to like
The Maxine joint.
get the
right?
Maxine
Yeah.
girl. They're saying that this all stuff's gonna hit the fan if she doesn't get a deal and everything
They
else.
just gotta keep
Is
her
there
alive.
is there a way that
keep
Bill
her-
Gates? I just don't. I wouldn't think that for me personally, when I think about Bill Gates being one of the richest motherfuckers in the world, you would think that he would have some kind of deal where his wife couldn't make a statement saying, "This nigga be with pedophiles." You would think that he would put
Valid.
something together like with all of these people
Well,
being close to
now
the
I
individual.
know why it took 2 whole years, ladies and gentlemen, because
And it's
they
still
had
going.
to sort through some paperwork and some language.
They must have proof.
You know what I'm saying?
They must have proof. If there's a statement out like that, or them to be speculating this, and even for CNN, I don't take CNN as the most irresponsible publication to say we're gonna even put
just
this
put this
in
out there,
without
exactly.
having something that we're gonna release.
My
later
mind's
on.
kind of blown right now. I thought
I
it
am
was a
too.
really cordial
Me too.
announcement.
It felt really.
I thought it was like
cordial.
we ain't tripping, y'all.
It's
I
like,
didn't know it
just
was
chill.
because Bill Gates might be linked to Jeffrey Epstein.
That's crazy. That's a curveball.
One of their former
That is
employees told the Wall Street Journal.
One of
this.
their
former employees, but they must have more. They must have more.
Everybody settled down.
like that's different than her saying
It is
it,
very
right?
different.
Okay, just
It is very different than her
I-
saying.
But still, when there's smoke, there's fire. But we'll, that one I'll let play out a little bit more before.
also
I
there's
come to
probably
judge it.
thousands of Melinda
Duh.
and Bill Gates employees.
And also thousands of multi-millionaires that were hanging around Jeffrey Epstein around
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
Let's be very clear about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, it's like
crazy.
Bill and them. I mean, I won't say you're evil. I always just ask questions. I always say the way that we can make equality or world peace is that you have to simply explain to the people who are the richest on how it can be lucrative for them.
Mm-hmm.
How can equality be lucrative for them?
Mm-hmm.
How can we stop how can homelessness? How can we stop the lack of homelessness be lucrative?
You know how we always start looking at the billionaires different during pandemics and shit, or like during like times of
struggle,
because now you like, look, you could give all of us $100 right now in the world. Like in America,
and it would be
like,
nothing, and it would like you have made it in an hour.
Dropping a nickel in a bucket.
If you grew up in the hood, you thought this every day.
Every day.
Nigga, I wrote letters to Oprah.
Yeah, 100%.
I wrote actual letters to Oprah, like, hey, bitch, you can solve everything for us. What is you doing?
There were moments in class where they made us pick millionaires to write letters to.
Yes.
Like that was
it was the most send-off mission.
30 minutes.
And they used to go in the back and read your shit and laugh at your dumb ass. He used to walk in the back and be like, you hear Sterling? Miss Oprah.
This nigga want to meet Wayne Gretzky.
Nigga, you watch hockey?
Like,
niggas make fun of you for nothing.
Everybody got Michael Jordan on their shit and Kobe. He wanted me Wayne Gretzky.
It was my secret letter to Wayne. I didn't want anyone to know.
That's what I'm saying. How embarrassing. For sure, I wrote a letter to somebody. Who's your hero? And they would make sure you write it to your dad. If it was to your dad or mom, they thought it was cool, but they'd be like, nah, who else?
Yeah,
wanted to clown your ass.
Yeah, they want to
grade them papers.
Pick somebody.
Stupid nigga said Shaquille O'Neal. He think he'll meet Shaquille O'Neal. How?
He think Shaq gonna write him back.
I'm gonna write him back. I'm gonna put a big handprint on it.
What is? Do we know what the split is for them? For Melinda and Bill Gates?
Wait, do we know what
the
what
split,
is?
The split. Nah, doesn't even
Is it
matter.
She was
half?
kind of with him shooting in the gym.
No, but she wasn't all the way.
True.
He already had the Bill Gates Foundation, 1981. He was already rich as shit.
I guess so. But the other, there's at least $100 billion that came while she was there. At least.
No, for sure.
At least.
For sure. He's gonna say inflation is to give credit to some of that.
Either way, as soon as that check clears, she's gonna be the richest woman in the world. I mean,
Wait, do you think there was a prenup?
No, I'm not saying there was a prenup. I was saying that he still had the Bill Gates Foundation before he ever met her. Like he was already doing like some big shit though, right?
yeah, but I don't know if it's how much time passed from the moment the start of the foundation to when he met her, and then she kind of integrated into the business.
Okay,
is
so
the question.
Microsoft launched in 1975.
No, she's 1994 though.
Wait, so he founded Microsoft in 1975, but then he met her in 1987 through the company.
Oh, 87.
Yeah.
Oh, so she
81,
worked at
87.
the company,
Yeah,
and
she
then that's
worked
how
at
they
the
met. That's
company.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, Jeff Bezos' wife was the first employee.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She was his first employee. She did the book. She was accountant. She was probably promised a lot of shit. He had already had, when they got married, Windows 95 was coming out the next year. Or the same year. It came out in 94, didn't it?
That's a fact.
It came out in 94. He was already rich as fuck when Windows 95 came out, bro.
Man, he was living a life.
A life,
Was
man.
he though?
I don't know.
Motherfuckers eating oatmeal in the morning.
That's what it feels
watching,
like.
It just feels like he lives the most boring.
It
Warren
does.
Buffett lives the most boring life.
Does he have Warren
In
Buffett
his-
still
in
sounds
his-
more entertaining than Bill Gates'
He
life?
still lives in like
No,
Arkansas.
Mark
somewhere, or
Zuckerberg's
this
house
fucking-
is trash, right? I think Bill Gates' house is crazy in Seattle.
No, I think it's nuts. But what I'm saying is I'm sure his aesthetically, it's all very pleasing to the eye. I'm saying his normal day-to-day like routine has to be a snooze fest.
Yeah, and he's not leaving any. Imagine being his kid. I think he's not leaving any money to his kids.
He's
And
living
that's-
a little, yeah.
that's like
10
I
million.
would- I
What's
would-
a little? 30
He's giving
million?
10 million each, I think, to each one of his kids, and then he's giving the rest to charity.
I'd be fucking him up
Really?
every time I
Yeah.
saw him, fam. I'd be beating my daddy ass.
That's
He did all
fucked
that
up.
work, made all that money, and gonna leave me 10 mil. I know you got 137 billion, and I only get 10 million. I'd be an entitled
I'd
little
be
rich
sick.
motherfucker.
No, I'd be sick.
I'd be sick, fam.
But
I
everyone
try
knows
to
there's
flip
a
that
lot
10.
of money
I try to
hiding in
flip the 10,
charity.
but
Flip the 10.
137
That's wild.
billion.
By the way, if you give me the 10 and you give me more than 10, I don't have to flip the 10.
Yeah.
You can just give me 50 amps,
Give me a
100
bill.
amps.
I
Give
won't
me-
even talk
yeah.
to you no more, fam. I don't know. One bill. Just give me one bill. You're giving away 50 bills each year. Each
Yeah,
year. Just
yeah,
give
one-
me one.
Yeah, just throw it in an escrow for me, and I'll just.
Or I just started a charity, like you said. I just started a fake charity.
Yeah,
Tell my
you're such
dad.
a lazy Bill Gates son.
Look. You start an AAU team. I can't wait to start an AAU team real quick.
Yeah. Dad, we need funded.
The cruises. Where y'all want to go this year?
We go around the world.
Team. That's so true.
Playing other teams you made up, other teams you manage in Italy and shit.
Yeah, y'all got them 10 kids ready, right? Y'all got that 100,000 I sent?
We play next week. Teach your kids how to dribble at least, all right?
Exactly.
I gotta tape it.
Look, I'm going to send you a couple thousand. We're going to build a gym. Because that last shit we played in was trash.
He not buying it.
Florida man reportedly used taxi service as his getaway after bank robbery. A Florida man has been arrested after he allegedly used a taxi service to get to and from a bank robbery.
To and from?
WKRG reports that the 24-year-old ordered a taxi.
24?
Of course,
Yeah,
of
24.
course.
He ordered a taxi to take him to the bank last week, which then he proceeded to rob for $8K. Normally, after he arrived, from the bank, he got there, he robbed them. He then told the taxi driver to wait for him there as he went inside to demand the cash. Mm-hmm. Shortly after making off with the cash, he got back into the cab and asked to be dropped back home.
What? Okay, so it was probably
Back
a low
home.
key. It was probably a low key, like, don't say anything, just put
It don't
$8,000
matter. He went back
in.
home. Why would you go back
Why you
home?
just going
Why
back
would-
to the crib?
Like, so when they find the cab driver, they're like, where you drop him off at? He like, right here. I think
Yeah,
you live here.
you know.
This nigga, I picked his ass up. He said, bye, Mom. And then he got in the car, and then we
He
dropped him
grabbed-
back off. It was weird,
He
man.
grabbed 3 satchels of money and just went back in the crib. I don't even know.
He even had walked. He got down the window on sheets. It was real weird. I think he was grounded.
Nah, he had to be in on it in some way, shape. There's no way he
The
just
taxi driver
like.
lying.
Oh.
Because was he not in a hurry after, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you not rushing after you just robbed this place?
If he
and getting
if
back
he
in the
did,
taxi?
he's really smooth, and he was
just
able to
chilling.
be
Maybe
like,
the taxi
"Hey, man, I'm
driver
just
didn't
gonna run the
know.
bank really quick."
He could have
That's
not
true.
known. He could have not known. I'm having a hard time thinking about robbing a bank, picking me up from my location, me robbing a bank, and you dropping me back off at home. I've watched movies.
I'm
I
not
don't
dropping you
know.
off at the crib.
I think if I'm
Back
robbing a
home
bank,
is
I'm
the
getting
weirdest
just at a
part.
weird
blocks up.
location,
Yeah,
an
2 blocks
abandoned
up around the
building,
corner.
anywhere but home. So I'm just struggling with that part of it.
Yeah, that part doesn't make any sense.
He's also 24.
Okay, you're
so-
giving
He's a
him
child.
way
He's
too much
like-
excuse.
He like, my mama cooking at 7. I gotta be back. I'm hungry as fuck. Robbing this bank got me hungry than the
But
motherfucker.
I always feel like we go like I totally get being like a 16-year-old's just a kid, and then sometimes we're like a 19-year-old, but he's just 19. I'm like, okay, but when someone's like 24, it's like you're 24, man.
Yeah, geez,
you're
for
an
real.
adult. Like, when do you become a
is
fucking
true.
adult?
You paying a couple bills at 24
Yeah.
at least already.
You
Well, he
should
trying. Oh, he
be.
trying to.
Oh, he
He trying
tried
to
to.
right
He tried
now. I'm gonna get the money, Mama. I promise. Yeah, we making a dark movie, and he like, Mama, we not gonna get evicted. And then he went and robbed the bank to bring it back home to his mama.
Think
drop
about
the
how
money.
calm he had to rob the bank in order just to walk out.
That's what I'm
Like, yo,
saying.
just put all the shit in
Yeah.
the bag. Don't nobody. Just chill, y'all. Y'all tripping. Just chill.
And for the taxi driver, just to not, he didn't even run in the car at any point and say, go, go, go.
Yeah,
He was like, it's back the other way.
Because I immediately went to baby driver, like immediately,
Yeah.
like going, we out of here, the whole thing. You know what I'm
Taking the fuck off.
Yeah.
But he feels like more like a Mr. Robot dude who just like got in the back and was like, take me to the bank. And then was like, I'll be right back. And
He
got
got
back in and was like,
8,300.
go.
Keep the engine running.
He got 8,300. Okay.
He robbed him for 8,300.
Yeah. Oh, this the dude?
And he got caught. How do you?
Oh, it's a gypsy cab.
What?
Oh, that explains it.
It's not even like a real cab. It's a minivan.
How is that not a real
Yeah,
cab?
how's that not a real
You,
cab?
you don't get it, man. It's like
Gypsy cab feels.
it might be like
wrong
a.
in some
Feels
way.
like he was in on it in the gypsy cab.
I don't know what a gypsy cab
Yeah,
is.
what?
Oh, it's like a New York term. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not. It might not be PC. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. But it's like a East Coast term. Like it's like a cab that's not a real cab.
Exactly. Yeah.
But everybody knows that you can get into it and,
Exactly.
and ride. Like
So this guy feels.
it was
once again
Uber
like,
before Uber.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like he might come pick you up in some weird rinky dink shit, but you're like, nah, he good.
He good. Yeah.
He taking us over there.
Yeah, he might drop you off at the wrong spot.
Yeah,
too,
but
like
he
a block
good.
off, but you close enough. You close enough. You
For
close
sure. But it doesn't look like okay, yeah, maybe I guess the minivan could be, but it feels a little rinky dinkish
enough. Damn, but for 8,300.
for 8,300 though.
Just pay one of your friends a little bit of money to drive you there. You know?
But now your friend into it. Now your
I guess
friend
that's
going
true.
down
Now he's
too.
an accomplice.
Yeah, you got to get more money.
Yeah, 8,300 ain't enough either.
Yeah, how much? And then you had to cut your man in on 8,300. So what you giving him? Now you're both locked up.
Yeah, he only had to pay the cab driver $20, but he snitched on him.
An Australian teen was nabbed after he allegedly flashed a laser beam at a plane trying to land at the airport. The 16-year-old boy allegedly aimed the green laser beam from his backyard of his house into the flight path of the commercial flight landing around 7:40 p.m. So the police sent their helicopter to investigate the incident, but the aircraft was also targeted by the laser beam and an officer on board was impacted. Officers went to the boy's home and arrested him in connection to the alleged attack.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, what do you mean the officer on board was impacted?
The helicopter that went to investigate, he did it again to
Oh,
them.
he did it again?
Yo.
Oh,
Yes.
he ran it back.
So the laser
Oh.
beam can impair the eyesight of those on board and endanger the lives of the crew and the public.
Yeah,
Impaired the eyesight? What the fuck is this
What
laser?
kind of laser
It's
beam?
a green one.
It's
How
a
is
green
this-
laser.
It ain't the red joint, it's the green joint. It's like Martian.
And it can reach a fucking plane?
20,000 feet in the air.
Yep. Well, this one did.
But he doing it closer to when they landed. He must live by the
Yeah,
airport.
he lives by
or
the airport.
helipad. Yeah, he in flight zone, so he like, man, I'm tired of
He
y'all loud
already know.
motherfuckers
Yeah,
waking me up.
You have one?
Too many red eyes around this bitch.
Love it.
Damn.
I got something for y'all.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, that is. It's dangerous as shit, but him running it back is hilarious.
You can tell he ain't had no black parents. He ain't had no black parents. They would have DDT'd
No, they would've
him
beat his
so
ass.
fast. But then to do it again to
Yeah.
the helicopter that's investigating the laser.
It's really just like,
you're the disrespect. is
Yeah.
But also, it's a
crazy.
police helicopter. So
You a
you
villain,
are
Vale.
literally like,
You're a
oh, I
villain.
don't care.
No,
Who's
you're
gonna do
Chucky.
this again?
You're Chucky is what you are.
Yeah, he's like one of
oh,
those
they arrested somebody
Toy
else
Story kids.
connected to this, but not him.
No, so I guess this has happened multiple times because a 45-year-old man was also arrested
so damn.
last month for doing the same thing.
It
They
does.
sick. They're
This is
sick
a group.
of these
This
planes.
is a group
It
of them.
must be a group.
When will they stop? This is the ISIS of Australia. When will they stop attacking? Is the question.
In their
Laser
defense,
beams.
it does sound like fun. Just being like, can I
so
get
you
my
would join them?
can I get my laser pointer on a plane?
On the eye
You're
of
gonna
the
say that
pilot.
doesn't sound
That's
fun.
kind of wild. That's kind of wild.
It's probably fun for him, but I don't know if he's trying to get the guy
Until
in the
the
eye.
pilot fucking it's like crashes into your backyard.
Yeah, until somebody
Then
sully.
what?
Then you gotta hope it's
what?
sully in your shit. You gotta, till you fuck it all
Land the
up.
shit on the belly and hope everybody's
my-
alive. Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's cool.
Does a laser pointer talent take you anywhere? Because he's got to be pretty good.
Yeah, jail. Apparently, it's gonna take you directly to jail. Like,
I guess that's it.
what, the
What
laser
would
beam
even
doing?
be the talent?
I'm also
of that?
wondering why these laser pointers are for sale.
I could see like the fucking dance. Wait, I'm thinking of the wrong shit when you got lasers.
Or you're a
and shit.
Jedi or some shit.
The dance. I don't know.
The rave shit.
The rave shit. That's what I'm thinking. In the dark, he got the laser.
You been to a rave before? You been to a rave before? A real
I've
rave?
been to a rave before, yeah.
Okay, how many? The way you said that was like, fuck yeah.
I think I've been to. I think I've been to
Before.
one rave.
Fuck.
Maybe, and then I've been to music festivals that feel like raves. And I've been to Burning Man.
What kind of drugs are done at a rave?
People are on the
Like
rave I
real
went
drugs,
to. People
right?
are like everyone's on like it just feels like everyone's on Molly or ecstasy. Like there are massage trains of people just like massaging
fuck?
each other's
Massage
back. Yeah, there's like 8 people in a row massaging each other's back. This is a
That
memory
sounds erotic, though.
of I think when I was in
It
college
does.
I went to a rave. And
Hella
it's-
colors, right?
Yeah, lots of there's
Glow
a whole
sticks.
rave culture. They got
They keep all the
bracelets.
bracelets, the whole
Yeah.
And they call it candy, and they
Do
like
they
give
bust
it
open?
away. What?
You ever had a glow stick bust open and you be like, this is disgusting?
Oh,
No?
you ever seen people like rip it open and like paint it
I've
on
seen that.
themselves?
I've seen
Oh,
that.
I'm not with that yet. No,
yeah,
no,
that
no.
happened.
That's after the third Molly of the night.
Okay. That's when you should go home.
Why is the glow just in the
You're just looking at
stick?
it like, I wonder what happens if I take it out. And rub it on my elbows. Like, what?
Is my mouth glowing?
I was bleeding.
Yeah. I always think the medic tent of concert festivals or that rave. I guess I saw a rave and then I went to a electronic band. It felt like a rave, but it wasn't like a rave.
Who was the band?
It's a band called Dada Life.
Dada Life?
Yeah, they're
Like
pretty.
Dada the shoes?
Dada,
Chris
like
Webber was
the
signing
artist,
them.
Dada.
Yo, those are the ones with the spinning wheel, with the spinning wheel on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Dada's?
I don't know. I know what it's named after. There's like a
No,
form
the
of
spinning
art
wheels
called
was
Dada.
first though. The
The
310
spree wheel
motors.
joints, right?
Yeah, the 10.
Yeah, I
the
remember that.
310
I remember
motors.
that.
They was owned by what was his name? Chris. He played for the Knicks.
The owner of that brand,
The owner of that brand was Chris Mills.
Chris Smith.
Chris Mills.
Chris Mills.
When I say Chris Mills,
Okay.
look at me.
Okay.
If I get this right, I'll be proud of myself. It does nothing. It means nothing. Chris Mills, professional basketball player. Yeah, from Los Angeles, and he used to own 310 Motors. And then they did the shoes.
That's
the
crazy.
310 shoes.
I wonder
That
how
was
much he made off
the
that
spree
shoe.
wheel.
Because that shoe kind of, it did something. I never had a pair of them.
Yeah, I never had a pair either. But I
I
used to
wouldn't
see them at all the magazines.
But where were they even selling them? I never saw them in stores. I would see them in magazines. The
You was in
East Bay. I
magazines?
see them in East Bay all the time.
Yeah. That's where they were selling them at, but I think they were doing units on there. They had those in the Dadas were the ones that also came with the spinning thing.
I remember that.
Those were Chris Webbers.
Those things were made of paper mache, my friend.
Yeah, those were the
things-
first-
How are you hooping in those?
Those were the first Starburys.
Starburys. Yeah, I remember.
Starburys
Yo, Starbury made a check off.
He
that.
made a check
He made
off
a
that
check
shit.
off that.
You remember those? You remember those?
Starberry?
Stephon Marbury had a shoe
They
called
were
Starburys.
$12.
$12 from something in
They were
Berries,
$12?
Jerry's,
Berries
and something Smith or some shit.
It was crazy because they only sold them in college. I went to UMass Amherst and they had a Berries in like the local mall. It was like the shittiest mall over there, and they had a Berries in there. And the biggest product that they sold in there were the Starberries.
Stephen Berries.
Stephen Berries.
Stephen
That's
Berries,
what it
that was
was.
that
And they were
Stephen
only
Berries.
$12?
They were $14.98.
They were $15.
That's
Under
$15.
$20. I remember them being under
He said he
20.
wanted to do them because he remember growing up as a kid, he couldn't
And he couldn't
afford any of
afford
the
them. Yeah, I remember
shoes
that.
that all the best basketball players wore.
By the way,
so
that documentary is incredible.
it is
You can
incredible. I
watch that.
fucking
It's
watched
really
that shit.
good.
It's incredible.
really good.
Yeah.
Shout out to KD too. He put that. I think he was part of putting that together.
Work. He's done some
Yeah.
good stuff since, you know.
He just won an Oscar too.
Yeah, no, yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, he's a part of that too?
Mm-hmm. Two distant strangers.
Yeah,
Mhm,
Van Lathan
mhm,
did that. You
mhm,
know, that's our
mhm.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time the other day.
Did you?
I watched it. I had to watch it twice. I was
Oh,
like,
word.
this shit's crazy.
Yeah.
I may or may not have gotten a little emotional, but I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that to the imagination today.
Ain't nothing wrong with getting emotional. If you don't cry sometime as
All
you're
right, I
living,
get it. 2021.
if you ain't crying sometime as you're living,
No, that's facts. No, I definitely.
question I have.
That was just one of those things, especially during George Floyd and that whole thing. Not to get dark right now
Yeah.
in the moment.
No,
but,
we get real on the show for sure.
But it was, I got a 9-year-old, and I haven't, given her that talk of like what this all is and what's going on. You know what I mean? And we're sitting in bed, and the George Floyd thing is in full steam. And I'm like into it, and I'm just like, what the fuck, blah blah. And I look at her, and she's like dialed in, like eyes open. I'm like, oh shit, I never had this talk with her. I gotta have like from the beginning, like slavery. Like I never, like we gotta have the talk. So I had to talk with her. It took me like 2 hours, like hour and a half of like really breaking it down, looking things up, to get her all the way to where we are right now. And from that moment
Is that
forward,
how you did it? You like, we're like,
the whole
let's
thing.
start
in
from
that
the
moment.
beginning?
In that moment, like we were watching this shit, I was like, oh no, mute. Kennedy.
Yeah.
I got to tell you this. Here's look at this. This is what they went through. Slavery was this. We were sold. Like the full beginning.
Yeah.
And she kind of, she's 9, so she kind of understands it. She can't make sense of it, but I guess she's like, I understand this. But it was just interesting the fact that like I have to have this conversation with her, and I have to like be a dad in this moment to have this conversation, a conversation that you probably thought you'd never have with your kid. And the fact that I had to have it in that moment during those circumstances was wild.
But you know what? As interesting as it is, you had that conversation with a 9-year-old. America was having that conversation with people of all ages.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? People were having to pull people to the side and be like, yo, person who I know is 30-something, who maybe didn't get the same textbooks as us, or didn't have to, have the same curriculum or understand this thing or digest this thing, or chose, or maybe chose not to, or no, but a lot of stuff isn't taught. Like I would talk to a lot of white people I know, and they'd be like, I didn't know it was to this degree.
Yeah.
I was kind of told slavery very surfacey, and it was like, hey, slaves, we may have caught some people. They could have been doing bad stuff. We don't know.
It's at home,
It's
too.
still addressing now.
It's at home too. Like it's about, and it could be something as simple as a white family being home and them maybe not having the black man's plight conversation or whatever that is, but their aunt comes over and flings the N-word around. You know what I'm saying? And and you're like, oh, that's okay. That's how we talk about black people. Okay, and you just shape. Not that anyone had a direct conversation with you, but it's shaping your brain on how black people, on how your family depicts black people. And then you start to shape your brain, and then TV starts to do its thing, and then Instagram starts to do it. And now you've created a whole narrative around black people that you didn't even know off of nothing, because you have no knowledge. You're just taking whatever's being taught to you at home, whether directly or indirectly, and then shaping that with the world and whatever's out there today.
And that's why it's so important for a lot of the institutions within this nation need to be defunded or dismantled, because even though you didn't have to have a direct conversation, America is always having a conversation with you. Whether or not you realize it or not, the DNA within this country and the things going on within this country are racist. So even if you're like, I'm not racist, you're like, number one, you live here. So you picked up, fam. Whether or not you are malicious, whether or not you mean well, those are different things. But racism is built within this country, which is built within your family, which is built within this thing. So you don't really have a choice in that. But what you do have a choice in is unlearning those things. What you do have a choice is saying, okay, I can de-educate myself the same way I educated myself on whatever the racism is I learned. But yeah, what's
a 9-year-old's like response to all this? How does she? What are her questions? You know?
Well, a lot of whys. Well, why?
Of course.
And those are the hardest, because it's just like, well, baby, I don't really know. Or some of them, it was like, well, you know, I guess at that time they felt like they were a superior race and they wanted to treat us as if we were animals to a certain degree, or that we were less or beneath them. And like, fuck, saying that shit to her is just like, wait, what? So what am I? Like, I'm sure she's thinking like, well, am I good enough? Like, what am I? You know what I mean? Or like, as she gets older, will she have those questions? It will be interesting, but just a lot of whys or a lot of like, but mostly she was, you know, my daughter, man, I got lucky, man. She's smart. She understands things, and she's, you know, girls are always end up being a little smarter than boys when you have them. So
That's true.
she kind of like is able to form some things a little bit better. I mean, she's in what, 4th grade now. She got skipped. She didn't do kindergarten, went straight to 1st grade. In 4th grade, she's in a language immersion school, so 70% of her days in Spanish, 1 English class.
Oh wow!
2 hours after school, twice a week. She's in a Mandarin program.
Oh, sick!
On top of playing golf, on top of fucking having a social life at some point. So like, she's on a whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
So she gets it. She's smart.
That's
Do
sick.
you just want her to become multilingual?
I just want to
or
yes.
are
I
there
mean,
specific cultures like in your family?
well, I'm half Puerto Rican. I'm half Puerto Rican.
And do you speak Spanish? Do you
Yes.
speak Spanish in the home?
I speak Spanish to her at the home.
Oh,
Maybe not full time, but I sprinkle it in there. Our nanny Spanish, which helps. I just sound real fucking rich and bougie saying the nanny shit, but it's fine.
You work for this.
It's just hard to say it because my nanny was my
I just
grandmother.
said Bill Gates is my daddy. I would be mad if he gave me $10 million. You have every right to say that you want your daughter to be well versed in different things.
But yeah, I just want her to just be a sponge, man. I just want her to like get it all now, young, early, and then you'll create or pick out what you want to choose. You know what I'm saying, or what you want to. You know, whatever one of these traits that you want to take and hold on to and take with you to the next level, then so be it. I just want you to be exposed to them. Yeah,
but she'll have,
exactly.
And why Mandarin? Because
it's just the language of the future.
And it's the most
dope.
It's the most spoken language too.
It's like the second one. It's like Spanish and then Mandarin, literally.
Yeah.
To where we're thinking about when she gets to middle school, swapping it. So she'll do Mandarin 70% of the day, 30% English class, and then the Spanish will come after that.
That's awesome.
And she speaks to shit. She's like,
that's cool though.
Says, tell me something in Mandarin. She's like, counting and shit. I'm like, incredible.
Yeah, she hasn't been going to class. She's been making up
She's
shit
cursing you out.
She knows you know nothing. She's just saying.
Yo, by the way, I already know when she becomes a teenager, and I'm like, you can't go to that party. There aren't gonna be any parents there. She gonna yell some shit in Mandarin to me. I'll be like, I don't know what you said, but close the door in your room. You want punishment?
Like, I'm so proud of her.
It's only a matter of time.
It's just getting better and better each week.
Be gloating to my friends like her Mandarin is incredible.
Yeah. She curses me out.
What did she say? I don't know.
Cursed me out.
She's definitely fucking flipping me the bird.
No, that's fucking sick. Do you golf?
I started because of her. So I started maybe a year and a half ago.
We should go golfing, bro.
I'm down. I got my clubs. It was
Got my
funny.
clubs right there?
I didn't realize how expensive golfing is.
Oh, it's a rich person's
Until
sport for sure.
I'm doing the whole shit. I'm getting clubs and they set me up. They're like That's the sound of greatness right there. They're setting me up. I get my clubs and I'm about to buy them, and they're like, "Yeah, that'll be $2,700." I said,
For sure.
I said, I don't need all the clubs. Just give me the driver, the 7.
The driver gonna still run you.
And give me the putter. And
the driver
good.
gonna still run your ass for a good driver. Yeah.
No, I got a decent set.
Certain
and
drivers can hit for you damn near.
Exactly. You just gotta swing. You just gotta get a good swing.
Decent enough. Yeah.
And that motherfucker fly off the tee.
Yeah, I actually, my dad was weird with that. We grew up in the hood in West Side Chicago, but there was weirdly this one golf course that was only it was a 9-hole. But at the time, my dad was like, you know what? It's over by the crib. For whatever reason, they got this over here. I'm gonna take y'all over there. So he would make us go out there. We hated it in the beginning. But then you start being like, all right, we black kids out here. We look kind of cool because we crushing shit.
Exactly.
Because you know what I'm saying? You go out there with a little athleticism.
I wish I had
You hitting the ball far as shit, and then and Tiger Woods was popping when I was a kid. So it was like, oh, little Tiger right there, little Tiger. And I had big ass teeth for real. So it was just like, yeah, I'm little Tiger right now. I'm killing this shit. But I now don't golf as much as I want to or should. But I was talking about how other rich people sports, we went over cheerleading being a rich person sport and being super expensive. Cheerleaders say it's super expensive to be a cheerleader.
I can see that, yeah.
But I'll say
I watched that documentary on Netflix.
Hockey. Yeah. I was at Delilah last night randomly, and it was fucking a hockey team there.
Drag them.
I'm about to drag their ass right now. Acting like some goddamn white niggas in the goddamn building, and it bothered me. I got there, and I was
the Wiggers.
Man, it was out of control. No, because I don't think niggas is a word. I think only we can say it. But I don't think when they think of niggas, I think y'all need to understand it's niggas all over.
Oh, there's
niggas is just motherfuckers that act ignorant and crazy, and they be niggas everywhere.
Yes, 100%.
But only we can say niggas. Let's keep it there, okay?
To be clear.
Let's straighten it out right now.
Do not get DDT'd in here.
But I was there, and it was some wiggers. It was some white niggas, and they were acting out of control. I went there to
visual
about
for
to
the
give you
people that
dead
aren't.
visuals.
Yes, I need.
So I walked in. There
paint the
were
picture.
27 white men, and all backwards hats. Let's start with that. All of them had
average
a
height.
backwards
Average
hat.
height.
Average height was between a height of 5'8" to 6'3".
Okay.
So we're gonna put them right in there.
Yeah,
all wearing open toe sandals. Feet are breathing in the fucking in Delilah in a restaurant. I'm here to catch a vibe, and your feet are breathing right next to
and your ankles
table.
out and your heels out.
You with your entitlement walk over immediately and start being like, you and the lady, you're so cute together and blah blah blah.
To you?
Sit down. It's a fucking pandemic, fam. You all in my space. You sitting down trying to dap up, being like, blah. I'm like, fam.
Where's security?
Look, because I'm like, that's all I'm thinking. As the bougie nigga I am, I'm like, where's security?
By the way, I'm that guy. Quick,
because I'm like, I don't want
to.
Because I tell the girl, I say, hey, I don't want to have to get into a fight. Because it's a lot of white niggas in here, and I'm gonna have to fight all of them at some point. And hockey players fighting.
They're strong.
And they are.
They're
and they
strong.
like fighting.
And they have
endurance.
And the one
the
one who joined the table is missing 2 teeth in the front.
I was just gonna ask that.
Two teeth go in the front.
Yeah,
I'm like, this man has nothing to lose. He don't give a fuck about what I'm talking about.
The fact that he ain't even getting no dentures to cover it up, man. You're out in public, sir. Like, cover it up.
Fam, so
I think he wears the I'm a hockey player thing.
Like, just like, where's
it's his whole thing.
That's his whole shtick.
So I know the owner.
Do women like that? Is that a thing?
No.
Dude, you
No.
don't know hockey. There are hockey
Not in
girls.
hockey.
There are hockey girls out there.
You know you want to tuck his head and put your
you.
tongue through his gums.
I saw some hockey hoes last night for sure.
Dude, there are definitely.
Wow.
I feel like
I've never been to a hockey game, but I know there are hockey hoes. I'm positive about
I feel like
this.
hockey hoes are on the crew team.
They are.
I feel like
they
crew
might
team
be
bitches are hockey hoes.
on the crew. They good.
When I went to
crew,
college,
or you mean crew in college?
Like crew in college, like the crew team.
I thought you said in the crew squad because these girls were looking to holler at all these dudes. I'm like, first of all, hockey players give off to me. There was a whole bunch of dudes who made me feel like, hey, my dad helped that thing go away in college. It was like a lot of that vibe
energy,
in the building.
yeah.
It was like, yo, I don't like this energy y'all got going on. It's super intense. But I also knew, like, my boy is one of the owners. I was like, y'all spending money right now. So I'm not going to ask them to kick y'all out. I think I just got to eat quick and get the fuck out of here and decide this is not my night tonight.
It's okay.
But they were out of control, chanting nonstop.
Inside Delilah chanting?
It is jazz night, nigga. They are trying to play a saxophone and a goddamn trumpet. And then we're like, like yelling shit. One dude is like doing flips in the shit. And I keep looking like, at some point, this is in the restaurant.
It's a whole restaurant.
No. The best part is that it's jazz night.
I'm like, jump
Jazz
in, somebody, and help me, please. Nobody was gonna help me, and I saw that very quickly. So I was like, yo, my whole vibe is off from this environment. I haven't had to be around white frat environment in so long.
And now
like,
you're flooded in it now.
I'm flooded in it right now. I'm like, they don't give a fuck about anything I'm talking about. They ordering hella bottles, downing beers, laughing I'm like, yo, these
sounds
men.
like hockey.
It sounds like hockey, and they like having the time of their lives. Where I'm like, I don't want to be the dude that's like, excuse me, sir.
Oh, you said there were hockey hoes around. I was about to say, were there any
It was
estrogen?
It was 2.
20 of them.
27 2. That's how hockey players move. First of all. It was
My
2
goodness.
chicks, and it was like super weird.
I wonder, because now I'm thinking hockey players are also young too. Is there any element
Very young.
of us getting older as well? Because here's what I realized scrolling TikTok recently.
I'm gonna stop you.
There was the worst dude I've ever seen. I saved him. And I
saved him
because I was like, this guy's a character.
Okay.
Like
on TikTok.
this guy's. I haven't really joined TikTok. I'm just scrolling it, but I scrolled along this guy. I was like, I gotta save this link.
Okay.
This dude obviously like. What I'm realizing is that some of these young guys like grew up on like Jake Paul, Logan Paul type
Big
dudes.
time.
And we viewed them as assholes, but those guys were idols or role models. And so now those kids are becoming like 19 and those kids suck.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Wait, I wasn't expecting that at all. But
They suck, man. The guy I saved is a fucking joke.
Because they have zero social skills, bro. They talk in front of a fucking screen since the moment they were even making words or forming words and making videos, to the point that they don't know how to interact socially and in real life. So you see them at these award shows, or you do these, like, I've been doing these, if I do another junket, I'm gonna fucking fly off this thing, like jump in that pool right now, like another junket. But like, you talk to them and it's just like, do you even know how to have a conversation? Like, do you even know how to like do this? But if I tell you to do this TikTok video or emulate this, you do that in a fucking heartbeat.
Interesting. So you can yell into a camera like, "What's
and
up,
be
guys?"
a personality.
But I can't actually have a face-to-face
But if I say, "Hey,
conversation
man, what are
with
your
you.
goals? What are you looking to do on YouTube? How are you looking to change the game?" Just trying to be myself and post videos and just. What? What are you talking about?
If you guys hit click like and subscribe.
Yeah, like,
I was saying, I've done a good job though at being able to navigate. I feel like I organically grow with my environment, right?
Yes. Same,
so like in
same.
LA, as I've been living here, I was definitely in young places where I thought that was normal. It was like, this is happening. I guess these dudes are just wild. We should go over there. They're fucking
Let's
crazy.
go hang out with them. Yeah, exactly.
Did they get in Delilah is my question. I feel like I've grown to a place that I'm like, hey, I want to eat dinner in peace and listen to some jazz and talk to the friends. And it transitions to some hip hop music. And I'm like, hey, it's a cool vibe here. That's what I want there. How the fuck did they get it? It was 27 deep.
Yeah.
In the middle of Delilah doing flips, fam, and everything else. I'm saying I didn't sign up for this shit. I pulled out thinking I'm gonna have a nice night.
But where should they go? Like, is that some Santa Monica?
I don't
shit?
know where
Like,
they go. I don't
go.
think shit is really
Saddle
open.
Ranch.
Saddle Ranch is where they would have been. They would have
That's where
fucking
they
been
should
great.
have gone.
They
They
would have
should
done
have gone
fucking
to
great.
Saddle
They'd have been
Ranch.
superstar at Saddle Ranch. I would have bought every drink for them if I was in Saddle Ranch. Be like, y'all belong here. Give them a mechanical bull. Act the fucking ass.
That makes sense.
But at Delilah, it's dim as fuck. It's
a
a man
vibe. It's
with
a
a
vibe.
saxophone next to us trying to get a
they're
solo off,
going
and they're
nuts.
clapping on his shit like yeah, making chants. And I'm like,
Oh,
fam,
that's just
it was out of
okay.
control.
Because sometimes they'll play. Sometimes it's like a restaurant, vibe, but they'll play, music that you might hear in a club. So like it brings a good vibe.
This is full
But
jazz
this
night.
is
That's
jazz
what I'm saying.
night.
Jazz night,
But
fam.
this is jazz night.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm not mad at them. I just want to say y'all ruined my night for sure. Like,
Shout out to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
nah, it was actually I got you. So you gonna shout somebody out. It was the St. Louis Blues.
There we go. There we go.
'Cause I asked.
There
You know
we
I asked.
go. I was gonna get to
First
that.
of all, I walked in and said right away, if you want to call this prejudice, call it prejudice because it is. I said, what baseball team or hockey team these motherfuckers are? And then I looked close and said, oh, he missing his teeth. This definitely hockey. And then the waitress came out. I said, what team are they from? She said, I don't know. She said, I can find out. And then before she could even find out, that's when the no tooth motherfucker came over and sat down next to me. And the girl was like, you guys are so pretty.
Wait, did he recognize you? Or
Fam, he never said that once. That's
drunk.
always a possibility, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
of
you're a
course.
fan. I know. First of all, I felt like they were my demo.
By the way, yeah, exactly.
I was like, they're my demo, and I'm fine with it. If that's why they want to approach me, they never said that.
Because we've all handled a drunk fan before.
And that's
And
fine.
I can finesse that in a
I'm
heartbeat.
cool with that.
Cool with that.
You approached.
I'd
and
prefer that.
you was gonna try to holler at
Shorty.
Shorty if I didn't say she was really with me. First of all,
Exactly.
and then second of all, after I said she was with me, you still tried to sit down and make it a three-way. You was like, well, I guess we can all talk. And I was like, nah, fam, you gotta go. I was like, where y'all from?
Friendly environment.
And he was like, St. Louis. He was like, I lived in L.A. and played in L.A. for 10 years, but I'm from St. Louis. I mean, now I live in St. Louis.
There is somebody now going, I know exactly
Who that
player
is. I watch hockey.
There is somebody
and this is
being
that
like,
nigga.
I am tweeting him this clip.
100%. 100%.
He can come on the show. Shit. I'm gonna tell him about himself. I'm gonna tell him you act like a motherfucking fool when you drunk, y'all. Get your shit together. I'm cool with you, fam.
And then don't go up to random black people in Delilah and sit
can't
next
do
to
that,
them.
man.
Don't do that, okay?
No, I worked hard to get in Delilah.
For real. For real shit.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to my mom. I know she watches my weed show every week.
She does not, does she?
No. But I'm still going to tell her I love her.
Yeah, I
And
sent
happy
mom's a
Mother's
little
Day.
late gift. It'll get there late.
Mama been on the show twice. Shout out to my mama. She's amazing. It was Mother's Day. It already happened though. But each year I tell my mama every year, I'm not celebrating you. You wouldn't even be a mother if it was for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You need me to be a mother. Without me, you don't have this day.
Happy Mother's Day from Wine and Weed.
Man, I don't really be. I mean, I know some questions, but I also
I've just been spitting answers recently.
well, that's why I asked the question earlier about like what is rich too rich. I think anything over 500 million is like you. Honestly, I think 20. I think 20 billion is a good number for like. All right, we should cap you at 20 billion, right?
Okay.
You know, I'm just saying the sense of
cap
like,
you. Like
yeah,
if there's a cap.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, if there was a cap, we had to cap life, like they cap
20 billion?
different NFL or NBA. I'm not saying I
Please give
care
me
if
20
you made
billion.
20 billion, you can make it, but I'm also saying like. When I think about that homelessness in America could be solved with 20 billion and that Jeff Bezos made 17.2 in one day.
Bro,
he
listen
broke
to
the
me.
record. I'm like, he could have solved homelessness in one day and he decided not to.
Bro, I'm staying in Hollywood. I'm in the Hollywood Hills. I've been staying there for a month.
Yeah.
That drive off that 101 under that underpass,
Yeah. Oh,
it's insane.
do you ever go to Skid Row? They know
Of
there
course,
are what,
of course,
20,000 people?
Yeah, but it's like, wow, like and to think, to your point, is like Jeff Bezos could fucking clean it. Him, Bill, Warren, clean this shit up.
They could easy.
Easy.
But at the same time, yeah, that becomes the question of like, is it our job to tell them what to do with their money?
It's just, yeah, like,
yeah,
how
but
do we tell
but
them?
it makes it difficult when you know that again, one day would have solved
One day of
homelessness. One
earnings.
day of his earnings.
Okay, I might have a question because I actually have been thinking about homelessness recently.
Okay.
I went downtown yesterday. So
You
if
alright?
you were that guy,
Downtown
if you
looks
were
like
that
Patterson,
guy
New Jersey, by the
who
way.
had $1 billion and the city granted you
1 billion?
to solve homelessness, like what do they do?
Like, how many
What do
billion?
they
1 billion?
do? You know what I mean? Does
Like, what's
that
the
make
first
sense?
order of business kind
Yeah,
of?
that's what I always look at this
How much
homelessness
money,
problem.
Chris?
I go, you're Bill Gates, and
I'm Bill
and
Gates.
Bill Gates
That's
goes,
different than a billionaire. Bill Gates is like the third richest man in the
yeah,
world.
you have unlimited. You've seduced Bill Gates
So I'm
I
or
don't know how
Melinda
to do
Gates.
that.
Let's say
His
you've
wife.
Not
seduced
seduction.
Melinda, and you what was that?
I'm his second wife.
Yeah, you're his
So I have
second wife.
unlimited.
Oh, hey, Courtney, how you been? You been good? Remember who your family
You
is.
need some?
Remember who your family is now.
You've seduced Melinda, and now you got to solve the homelessness problem in this city. Like, what do you do?
What's
Like
the
what's
first thing?
what's the
First
thing
of all,
that
I don't
works?
have to stop. Now I just started to billionaire really
Oh
quick.
God damn it! Okay,
I
so
don't
I'll
have
be
to
about
solve
you.
anything.
I don't
No,
gotta do.
let's
look,
say your
I
tax.
don't gotta do shit. That's what Bezos saying, like, man, fuck y'all. I don't gotta do shit.
Bezos don't pay though.
All right, so
That's the
Melinda
problem with
says,
him.
"I'll marry you if you solve the
All
problem,
right, now
the
we
whole
talking,
housing
Chris.
problem
Now I'm for that.
in Los Angeles."
Ooh.
What do you do with? There's
I
if
build
you,
tiny
if
houses.
You don't know.
I
There's
built
a lot of
community-
homeless people.
I built a
It's-
community of tiny
Okay.
houses. I legitimately
Not even build. You could just use the empty ones that are around here now and start putting. But the thing is, half the motherfuckers out there have mental issues, bro.
That is
Yeah,
it's-
that was gonna be my thing. I
So
would
it's
make sure
hard
people
to.
have
You can't
access.
just be like, here's fucking $500 a month,
no.
because you're gonna trick that shit off. So
Well,
how do you get them the help they need and turn them back into fully functioning human beings in society?
You have to be able to then convince America you have to be able to convince America and everyone else. Again, what I said earlier, you have to convince the rich on how these things can be lucrative for them, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's like homelessness. It's like trying to convince them. Okay, well then, like you said, there are mental issues. Well then, how can I convince you? The problem is simple. Is that in the pharmaceutical businesses, it's too lucrative for you to be sick. It's too lucrative for me not to help you with mental health. It's too lucrative for me to say, take this little pill and just to maintain you're crazy instead of solving you're crazy or helping you for real. So
Very
they're
true.
not going to jump in and actually do it because
But
there's too much
in
money to
this
be made.
scenario, you have unlimited funds.
Oh, I own
in
the pharmacy.
this scenario,
All right, I got to tap back in. Thank you, Chris.
in this
Exactly.
scenario,
You're the billionaire.
You can
You're
do
the guy.
anything.
I got the power. I got the power.
I already know what I'm doing.
Okay, what are
you gonna do?
Okay, Courtney.
So I'm
the
only
camera
no. I'm opening some type of place where they can stay. So a mass sort of shelter, or not even
Okay.
shelter.
Call
Because
it
I
a
don't.
fuck house.
No, I don't.
called
I don't like
fuck
the
house, Courtney.
term.
That
I don't
sounds
want
like
it to
a
be
brothel.
shelter.
Brothel for
Like
sure.
an apartment complex where they have access to therapists. They can get the drug help they need. That therapist will stay for them for like 3 to 5 years, help them get job placement, and literally help them reintegrate themselves back into
I love that.
society.
But what you have to do as a billionaire is link up with the healthcare medical,
Yeah.
the
You
healthcare
do.
Yeah.
companies, and like really create a partnership so that they can build it.
And they'll give you some percentages in their drugs that they're already giving society. And then your evil ass gonna get back out and be like, hey, I make way too much money over here to make y'all niggas sick.
Now I'm 100
Now I
bill
need to
up.
make
Now
y'all-
I'm
No, not doing
But
that.
now you
I'm
help.
just saying. I'm just saying what's going on. I'm not saying it's the right call. I'm not saying that's what we would actually do. I'm saying this is what they're faced with each day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
The reason, so I read an article recently. I don't even know if he's gonna kill me. But I read an article recently about, because we were talking about Jeff Bezos again. And we were like, well, why are these people, Jeff Bezos has had all of these different things allegedly come out about him, and people whisper this or whisper that. Why is that he can stay clean or this person stay clean? And then you realize that a lot of these billionaires buy the publications. They buy the newspapers. They buy all these different things to simply fucking bury the stories and say, hey, I own. That nigga tried to buy Time, fam.
Who did?
Jeff Bezos tried to buy Time magazine.
Yeah, he did.
He bought Life and Style.
He bought Washington Post.
He bought
Washington
Washington
Post,
Post.
yeah.
He bought something else too that was like pretty big. He tried to buy Time. Time. I was like,
He
fam,
really tried to buy Time
fam,
magazine.
you just like, yo, I'll make sure y'all talk about me. Period. I get it. I also understand it.
I would do this.
I would do the same thing.
It's a
I
weird
probably
metaphor
would.
that he tried to buy time.
Okay, Chris. I
You
knew you
know,
were gonna
like,
go there
'cause look.
because I wanted you to.
'Cause look, man. None of us can buy time. That's
Yeah,
not even Jeff Bezos.
Or he's just buying time.
but you can buy
Is he
time, but
buying
you're just
time?
buying time.
That's a bar.
I should have smoked. I chose the wrong vice tonight. I was saying that's the one. I watched the Bill Gates doc or whatever on Netflix. Or
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
that shit's called.
Yeah,
I hear,
Oh my
I hear it's
God,
amazing.
it's
I
incredible.
hear it's amazing.
It's a little crazy because a lot of it's just him talking about how he's trying to make better shit water or toilet bowl water or whatever. So it's just like whatever. But the mind is what you're thinking
Yeah.
or what you're paying attention to.
Yeah.
But he was like, the one thing he can't change or try to fix or try to manipulate or try to fucking, make into is time. He can't get it back. He can't make more of it. He can't pause it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can't
Bill
do
Gates
nothing
figured out
with time. Right? He figured out how to pause.
But now that I'm
time.
single,
I figured it out.
I got time.
How much of a legend was Bill being able to put in whatever deal he did with his wife to go see his ex joint once a year and spend a weekend you never heard about this?
That was
No.
Wait, never heard about this.
Never heard about this?
No.
He was able to stay with his first girl, I guess, because she was the one, I guess, like that piques his mind and talks to him and things like that. And he went and he was able to go spend time with his ex-girl once a year on a resort, like on a trip.
On a trip, on a place that he owned already.
Probably, I'm sure, or a place that they
put him
own.
on islands.
Long weekend for them to pick each other's brains. Then he come back and be home and
Wow.
for years though. This has been going on.
And it
Each
maintained a
other's
healthy relationship.
This man is amazing. This man did a long trip for them to pick each other's brains.
They picked the
That's
hell out of each
hilarious.
In
other's
more
brains.
ways than one, my friend.
Oh my God. I mean, that is a good negotiation. That just says what kind of businessman
Would you do
are.
that if you were somebody with $174 billion and you're living in a quaint 22 bedroom,
What you think about the nigga that
33,000 square foot home? Would you be if he's just like, yo, babe, like I got this one, my first girl. It's nothing between us, but
You got one that you love, you got one that you miss.
exactly.
You got one.
Question. Can I have the same weekend too?
Ooh.
Wait, that is your weekend.
No,
You're
like,
the
if
one that's
he-
worth 137 billion, right?
No,
No. She's the wife.
Oh,
I'm
she's
the
the
I'm
wife.
asking if she's gonna allow that.
I was putting you in power.
I'm
though.
asking.
I appreciate that. I'm asking if I can have the same weekend myself.
That's interesting. But you
How much
didn't
are you
come
worth
in-
again?
Wait.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You didn't come in with the predetermined situation about how this woman affected your life and where you are today.
Is
Okay,
the
but
heat on?
everyone has an ex that has that effect on them. So if you have that, then I can have that too.
Wait, hold on. Everybody has an ex that affects them. Okay.
Let
Let me go back in the Rolodex. Like, hold on,
because
bud.
that wasn't like.
There's
Oh,
always
you
one.
might be. You might be.
I wonder if I had a Bill Gates thing with you.
That's the question. If you could marry somebody today, if you have one that you could marry and one that you could visit,
Okay.
you don't have to say any. Don't be
Oh, I'm gonna
stupid.
visit
Don't
the
be
fuck out of some
stupid
of these.
enough to say anything. But if you have one that you can marry, one you could visit, would that be a more enticing offer to marriage? Because marriage is struggling right now. I say marriage is struggling in a whole in society. No, for real.
Why is that funny?
No, it is.
I assumed it as a person.
He immediately was like, yo, marriage is struggling.
Yeah, I think
His marriage is
What?
struggling.
I think marriage is very much so struggling, even in statistics and even in books and everything else. I think that people in the younger generation is being like, number one, women were told marriage was the thing they had to strive for. Now women are realizing they have lives to live and things to do and things to accomplish. So they're like, fuck that. Man told us that. Secondly, men are realizing, I remember a joke, I used to say this all the time, I said it again on the show. The joke of the 90s to the 80s was, I hate my wife, right? Every fucking comedian was, I hate their wife. Why?
Look at
Because-
my wife and kids.
Yeah.
How he was
They-
like,
Yeah.
They didn't know that they could live
he
a
was
life
trying
where
to
they
get away from
liked
Peggy
their
every chance
wives.
he got.
All the time. Let me just give him my dollar bills to my wife and kids.
So marriage is struggling right now. So I'm saying, do you think it is the contract of marriage that is actually the least enticing part about it? And if you had in the contract that, yeah, let's just say for shits and giggles, that you could go for shits and giggles, the most sexist thing you can say,
1000%.
for shits and giggles, as if you can't
I'm
go
happy you
for
caught it
shits.
first.
I'm sorry. Can I take that back? Everybody else, I didn't mean
I
that.
also like it as a legal term.
Yeah.
My old self.
Before you were saved by Christ.
Yes,
That's how I like to
I was saved by Christ. I would say something like that. But no, if you had the right to go out and actually,
create that love- that kinda-
1 week each year, you're like, I get to be in love with this person all year long, the person I actually want to have my memories with and everything. And then I love picking my brain for this 1 week. Are you signing?
Baby, Bill Gates did it. It worked. I mean, here it is.
Are you
It
quicker
did
to
work
sign
for
up?
14 years for them, but I think you can't get into
27
that
years.
later.
27 years.
Do you think that was from the very beginning, or do you think like 3 years in he was like, "Can I start seeing my ex
Bruh,
again?"
Bill married her in 94. He
I
told
think-
her.
Yeah,
Started dating in '87.
I feel like maybe he already had this girl that he
She was
had
before.
this
She was
brain
before.
picking
She was
combo with,
before.
right?
That's why. Yes.
And then they
yes.
start working together, and they're professional, and they're working really hard. So they're with each other, but they feel this like connection that's like more than just coworkers.
You going around the question, fam.
And
I don't know that
so
shit.
this is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So they wind up like, we're a great match.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wind up together. And he's like, but I just got this thing, this emotional thing with this other person that I want once a
That
year.
isn't
But
physical.
you're my life
that
partner.
may or may not be physical.
Okay.
That
I'm
is
going to visit
emotional.
this for a
and
week.
whatever
I'm
it
wearing
is.
that thing out the whole week.
Never
fam.
know. Bill Gates
No, I
ain't
know.
fucking.
Bill Gates dogging that thing. First of all, nigga, she called him William. When he walk in that room for that week, she like, Will, is that Big Willie?
Not Big Willie.
He like, yeah, it's me, baby.
Put that big ass.
It's your boy,
Put that big ass computer down and come on over here. Big ass back on that computer in '94. That monitor was
I'm
fucking
saying, fam,
Wait, none of y'all answered the question.
I'm answering it
Well,
right
he
now.
curved it. He didn't answer it yet.
So to solve homelessness.
Put
No,
put
what's the
pressure back
question?
on
The question is, if you would you be
stipulations,
would you
yes.
be quicker to marry if you knew, oh, I get to actually visit somebody else for 1 week out the year, or do you feel as though it's not something you would even want in your union? I'm gonna give you an out right there, Chris. I don't even like the out I'm giving you. I want you to just
Gave it
answer
to
that
him.
shit.
Gave
I definitely think I couldn't go like, now that I think about it, I'd like to visit one of my ex-girlfriends once every year. Because
she
like
really
I'm
just
already
gets
in
me.
this. But
She
that's
really
what I'm
just
saying
gets
about
me.
Bill.
But it's
is
not
I think
that.
Bill was already in both these things.
It's
Bill's
the
a player.
standard. It's the standard though, Chris. I'm saying that if Bill is starting the standard, and now the new contract of marriage is you get to visit somebody for a week, would you be more? You think people would be quicker to marry you? Do you think you'd be quicker to marry? Do you think people would be quicker to marry if they knew they could visit somebody else from the past for a week each year?
Oh, you mean like the stipulation comes later in the relationship, not necessarily in the beginning?
I want that shit to jump
I don't need that shit. We're having this conversation now.
out
I got
the
some-
rip.
I got some visits to make.
Yeah, some visits. Oh, so you can change your visits up
Maybe.
each year? Can you change your visits?
No.
These
you can't
people
change
have
your
you
visits.
can't change the visits. You can't,
As
you
long
can't
as
get
they're
too crazy.
actual visits, though.
No, you can't
As
get
long
too
as they're
crazy.
actual
You can't
visits
get
from the
crazy.
past, you can't make new visits.
You can't get crazy with
You
the
can't.
visits.
You can
only
only
get
do
one visit?
repeats,
You can only revisit. You cannot new visit.
and you can only
you
go back.
capture number. You can only revisit.
You
I
only
don't know.
revisit the same.
Courtney says no. She's
No.
not with it.
What?
Courtney is not with it.
She's like,
but you are
no.
signing up for the
No.
I don't
one.
think I need
If
it.
I could have my one, you can have your one. Absolutely.
Why are you putting yourself in?
So from the beginning, I can see that though. What if they had the conversation from the beginning, like, hey, I have this girl that I, used to be with. It's nothing, well, maybe physical, but still, you're just like, she helps me unlock the second layer of my brain
you
for
can't
us
say
to.
stupid words like that.
No, I'm in that case.
That's what's gonna get you fucked up right there. It says some goofy shit like she helps me unlock. No nigga, still bitch about to beat your
My girl
ass.
ain't hear shit, but she helped you what? She unlocking what?
Fuck
That
you.
sounds
Whoa,
emotional.
whoa.
That sounds emotional. More
Super,
emotional.
super.
I'm
You
Puerto
gotta be
Rican,
like,
yo.
yo, I'm just visiting shorty. You don't even be thinking about her.
Yo.
I go in that thing, I hit that. I don't even be on shit. I watch TV half the time. I may hit it again. That's it. I come back
I'm
home
too
to you. I
Puerto
love
Rican.
on you.
I'm too Puerto Rican. I'm cuddling up. I'm staying there. I'm like,
That's
look,
why you ain't
I'm
getting your
pushing- look,
visits.
I'm pushing it
That's why
today.
you're not getting your
Hey,
visits.
babe, I'll be back
It's
on
because you started
Tuesday.
multiple families.
I need an
in
extra
your
day.
visits.
I need an extra day. I'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to Disney World tonight, so I'm gonna hit you. I'll be back tomorrow.
No. See me, I could get in on my visits and get out. I would keep it clean. If my girl gave me that, if my girl was like, yo, I'm gonna sign here, I'm gonna put my fingerprint there.
That ain't a visit. That's a booty call.
Yeah, but for a week. that's the part I want is the week part.
I'm losing track of the what's important.
what's
I'm losing track of what's
important here?
important. My bad.
Yeah, so homelessness.
You ain't gonna answer we see, Chris. Okay.
Everybody gets $100.
Run the question. He got a girlfriend, but we not saying his girl.
I don't think I could jump back in, nor I don't really think like that I would want to. I don't have any, I mean, no offense to my ex-girlfriends. I think they're great people, but I don't have anyone who I'm like,
Offensive as
fuck.
hell.
But there also are sometimes those people that you want to revisit that like, and we've talked about talking with your ex on this show before about whether you're okay with your girlfriend or boyfriend talking with their ex.
We talked to
And
my ex, you said?
in that way, it's like a super heightened version of talking to your ex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
My ex was here.
But that's just not
No.
going down either.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying
Wait, I'm
like the
so
conversation we had with Van about talking about whether it was
talking
cool
your
to talk
exes.
to your
Oh,
ex.
Be
no,
friends with your
no.
ex.
It's cool
while
to
you
be
got a new
friends
girl.
with your ex.
No.
He said,
Which is
absolutely
what
not.
Bill Gates is. Bill
That's
Gates
not
is
Absolutely not.
Not happening.
I-
on
the-
either
not
part.
happening.
I'll tell you
On
how I
either
answered this question.
Friends?
I'll tell you how I answered this question.
What about once a month?
I'll tell you.
Fuck out.
No, he said once a
Fucking rip
year.
Once a year. Once a year. So if you marry Melinda,
I
and
will
then-
marry Melinda first of all.
if you-
Melinda, I'm single.
If you marry Melinda and then Melinda goes, I get to sleep with other people, but you don't.
Sleep
Are
away,
you-
Melinda.
Are you?
I'm gonna say do your thing.
Sleep away.
Because I'm sleeping nice on this custom bed I got.
Yeah, you
bitch.
better believe it's custom. Custom alpaca. The whole bed is alpaca.
It's 70 mil, bitch.
That's my sleep number.
My sleep number is 70 million. Bitch, I sleep 5 on this.
I sleep incredible. I got an alpaca sleep number bed. Like, what are you talking about?
What are we talking about? You know how many sex robots I own, Chris?
Oh my God.
Back to the sex robot.
And we're
Melinda got
back.
the top tip-top technology. I'm going to make Bill make the shit for me. Nigga, I'm good, fam. I
I
ain't
just picture
tripping.
myself.
I'm living.
I just
Bill makes it when
just
you marry
picture-
Melinda?
I just picture myself getting jerked off by a sex robot in the middle of the kitchen. Just
But
for no
yeah,
reason.
but version what? With proper fluid? Her hand moves smooth as a bitch.
It's a beta
It's
version.
just like you could just be looking at it like you're
dancing on
really
her
good
dick.
at this.
You and this sex robot. Every episode, sex robot.
Because they gonna be a thing in the future, and y'all gonna be mad that y'all weren't talking about them as much
They
as I
might
was.
already fucking be here.
They're
Like,
already here.
they
We
might
covered them
already
on
be
this
here.
show. It's just about how
This show's mainly about sex robots.
this show ends up being about. But it's about how real they are and how real they're gonna be in the near future. They're coming. No pun intended. We did it, or well, we of course Courtney says that every time. Courtney hates being here. Let me tell y'all that much. We are because Courtney's never drinking with us. So like when we drunk, we enjoying this. Courtney's always like, I'm not, nigga. I'm ready
There's
to go.
2 minutes left on the clip.
Yeah, let's fucking
Wrap it
go.
up. Let's wrap
We're
it
like,
up.
all right, we're having fun. Shit, Court. Seth Rogen said he doesn't plan to work with James Franco ever again. That was interesting.
Was that real?
I think it is, and I thought that was interesting. But that was just me.
I saw that, but I thought it was a troll. I didn't even
don't-
click on it because
I-
I'm like,
it's-
Seth's just
it's
trolling
an
us.
article from.
They got a movie coming out. Like they're
He
trolling
said it
us, you know?
changed his opinion of him, and he said that he's been doing a bunch of podcasts recently because he's releasing a book.
Did
and-
Franco do something that
I mean,
was-
Franco's just got a bunch of
I've
sexual
seen that. I've seen that.
misconduct
Oh, you mean the whole
allegations.
thing? Okay, got
And
it.
they were like, did that change the opinion of him? And Seth
I
Rogen
see
was
that.
like, yeah, a little bit. I don't really have a plan of working with him again.
Really?
And so then they were like,
plan. He's
headlines say Seth Rogen does not want
I
to
saw
work
that. I
with
saw that.
Jason.
I
So
saw
how
all
do
over
you
the
feel about
place.
that, Chris? Because the way you're saying it feels like that you're like, but he'll work with him again.
I don't care if he works with him again.
Why?
I mean, if it, I don't know. It's their personal relationship. It's up to them in a way.
But you don't think sexual misconduct is a real thing?
Yeah, I'm not pretty excited. Again, I don't know the James
I mean, you would
Franco
care if somebody
allegations
worked
very
with.
well.
Yeah.
You would care if someone worked with. I don't want to use Woody Allen, but you would care if
Jesus
someone worked
Christ.
with. No, not Louis C.K. either. You like him. I'm trying to. Maybe you don't care about sexual. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to
It's
think of
like,
somebody.
where is
that-
this going?
Somebody that I'm trying to think that like, oh, I know you would care if they worked with that person. You would care if someone worked with Kevin Spacey right now.
Yeah, I don't.
So
Yeah,
why?
Kevin
Because you just
Spacey's
like
sexual
James Franco
assault.
stuff more.
No, I'm actually not really on James Franco's side. I'm saying I'm on Seth Rogen's side.
No, I was too. I was saying that I was liking the fact that he was saying that he wasn't planning to work with him again.
Yeah, me too. But
Oh,
what
I
I'm
thought
saying,
you were saying
the
that,
title
like-
Yeah, I
makes
know what
it
you're saying.
sound like Seth Rogen tweeted, "I will not work with
No.
James
That's how they made it
Franco
seem,
anymore."
Oh, I didn't think it sounded like
And
that.
it was like on a
I can see what you're
podcast.
saying.
They
I
were
can see what you're
like,
saying.
they were like,
they asked
"How
him
do
the
those
question.
things make you feel?" He's like, "Kind of no good."
Oh, I
and
didn't-
they were
I didn't
like,
interpret it as that.
and how does it affect your relationship?
There's a whole article.
And
here,
he
though.
was like, "It has affected our relationship." Oh yeah, you wanted to know.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think it was saying. I didn't think it was that. I thought it was him saying.
I just think it's
I have no plans to work with
It's also
him.
the time in the culture today that's got him like, you know, like he's got to take a stand, or him feeling like he has to like take a stand. Maybe not that he has to, but he feels like, man, like this is my boy. I've been doing movies with him forever. He's moving left right now. I'm sure if that continues and I continue to work with him, they're going to start looking at me crazy. So I got to kind of separate myself, at least for now, until he gets his shit together. That's kind of what it made me feel.
Question:
You know
Do
what
you
I'm saying?
think it's very important for celebrities right now to take a stand on a side, or are you okay with celebrities not taking a stand on either side?
I think you should do whatever speaks to you. I think you should speak on issues or matters that whatever speak to you, but I don't think you're obligated. I think where we go wrong is that when guys or the black community per se have opportunities to make decisions and opportunities to change the mold, they don't do it, or we haven't done it over the years. That's what I'm angry at, is when situations present themselves and you didn't make the right decision. That's the part that I have trouble with. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. That's why I struggle.
Because you had the moment, you have the platform to say, oh shit, this is a moment. Okay, I could hire somebody black here, or I could empower this black person and give them the show instead of that, whatever. And you made the different decision, or you made the wrong decision.
But when does the decision become too big or too small? Like I'll give you two examples. I heard Dr. Umar say Naomi Osaka should have played for Haiti. They don't even have a tennis team, but he says the individual sport. She should have played for Haiti. Haiti needs much more of the recognition. They need the dollars to rebuild Haiti, blah, blah, more than Japan does.
They're putting this shit on one
person.
Girl.
And that's how I felt. And the same with, let's give the NBA and playing during the pandemic and them saying we're going to play in the bubble. A lot of people felt as though you could have made a decision and say we don't play. Because now you make all of these big corporations, white corporations, find out ways to either make their money back, they're losing money, and then when these people are losing money, that's when they're forced to make other decisions from whatever reason. So they had people who argued and said, hey, y'all should have actually took a stand and said we're not playing versus playing, and allowing them to still uphold their contracts and using you. And, I don't know. I think it's sometimes awkward or uncomfortable because some decisions become very big and so much weight on one's individual shoulders, and then other times I'm like, damn, it's all about how, I guess, in your mind, how you would play.
That's the issue I have with football. Like football, there's just too much disparity in the funds in football per team in terms of the hierarchy and guys that are making real money and the guys that aren't. Because if they were all making real money, they could be real entire teams would be like, fuck y'all, we ain't playing this week.
Yeah.
And once they get to that point, it could change. It could change everything.
That's what I said in basketball during the pandemic. I said, well, it's only fucking 20 to 40 guys who are making real money. If those individuals less
than that.
Less than that.
14
per
team.
If
like
those
20 per team, not even.
No, I'm saying basketball.
Yeah, basketball.
Oh yeah, I'm saying if those individuals though I'm not saying per team.
You're saying
in the whole league.
In the whole league.
League.
Like making
20 real money.
Yeah.
Real,
okay,
like them niggas on max contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Making
I was saying if those,
million, the whole
those
thing.
20 to 40 guys were to say, hey, we going to give up 3% of our contract to cover the rest of the league. We're going to loan it to the players union to give it to the rest of the league so that we can make sure, because we know the guys who are making on 10-day contracts, or the guys who are on 1-year deals, non-guaranteed, or those guys that don't have the means to say, fuck y'all like we do. Mm-hmm. So if we are saying, okay, we're gonna loan you this to cover the rest of the league for the time that we're going to protest, then we at least have a plan to say, okay, those dudes are still good, and we know we good. Mm-hmm. We rich for real. We chilling over here. But it allows these guys to now play the same game as us, because the biggest problem is you're asking the individuals who are not making any money to take the same stand as you, but it's easier for you to take the stand because you have the money. Well, it's about, to me, it could have been those actionable items, and when you look at the NBA, again, it's not these individuals who are like, we got rich from owning NBA teams. No, you are rich from owning everything but NBA teams. Exactly. All the biggest corporations in the world, and that's why you own an NBA team, because you got puppet money. Exactly. But you like, I could just go motherfucking buy some motherfuckers, play a sport that I love.
And the NFL is the perfect example of all of that.
Same thing.
That's why they added the 17th game. And they tried to do it. I understand why they tried to do it. Motherfuckers ain't trying to play another fucking regular season game. Let's be very clear about that. Mm-hmm. Bodies are weary. They want to get to these playoffs and get to this bag and get to this real money immediately. Mm-hmm. But they did it because now the younger players, or the guys that are in their second, third year that aren't making big money, now you get an extra check.
Yeah.
And now you got extra money to play with in the offseason that you can account for. And if you make the playoffs, that's a bonus. You get a check every stage of the playoffs. Everybody gets a check. So I see that part of it in terms of empowering them. But if you really want to make a change, you say, fuck y'all, and we not playing.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to do it. On both sides. NBA, NFL, don't even matter.
I don't say the toughest part
tough.
within the NBA, the NFL versus the NBA is that the people in power are still the white quarterbacks and the individuals who still have to make a decision, and a lot of them may not land on the same side as some of the players. So that the problem is, it's going to still divide the team. It's going to still divide America within the NFL versus the top players in the NBA is still black. And if you white, you probably European and you came here.
Exactly.
Where you going to take the same stance as us, or it's going to be super uncomfortable, motherfucker. If we all sit and we for Black Lives Matter because it's all black league, and Luka Doncic being like, nah, I don't know about that shit.
I always said
you like NFL, nigga, you just got here.
The NFL, that when the Black Lives Matter thing was going on during the pandemic, it's only going to change when the first white quarterback says he's Black Lives Matter or he's standing on the front lines, and that hasn't happened yet.
And there were white quarterbacks who I really fucked with who made problematic statements. Drew Brees had a problematic 100%. Statement. I was like, yo, bro, I like you a lot. I be rooting for you, fam. I be wanting you to do
New Orleans,
shit.
Katrina, won a Super Bowl through all of that.
And then that's not saying he's a bad guy. It just shows you how racist and how disconnected at times white America is from true America, from the full America. And that, like, Drew Brees is like, my grandfather or my father fought for this thing. You like, fam, your father, your grandfather could have fought for some problematic shit that we got to get rid of. Or that flag doesn't mean more than lives.
But that's not
it's
what
a
the
flag.
protest is about.
We are more than, like, people get so into the way of the flag. It's threads, fam.
And they decided that it was that was against veterans
like
because it was for social justice. Like it didn't. They were like, it's against veterans. It's like, no, it's not. That's
and
not what this protest
real
is.
veterans and real patriots understood this is the true definition of patriotism.
Yeah.
It's having the right to fight for what you believe in America, for having the right to say, I'm going to go against this thing that is affecting people. And the people who were the ones who didn't fight were the ones being like, my dad or this person fought. Well, go ask that nigga. I bet money he going to tell you, well, you know what, man? It's a whole bunch of other shit going on y'all don't know about.
For real. And it's crazy because as, you know, what was the point I was trying to make? I mean, it's just the only way that this is going to change, especially in sports, is if, A, the quarterbacks get into the league and get to the front lines of this thing and just also bleed back into the younger folks that like, look, we're going to take care of y'all. If y'all going to stand for something, we're going to take care of y'all. We're going to make sure y'all are good, but we're going to take a fucking 2-week span. Y'all ain't going to get paid, but we're going to stand for something, and this shit is going to change the world, and that's the only way the shit's going to fucking flip.
Yeah, but we know the real answers is that
ain't never gonna
again,
change.
it's just too lucrative not to. It's just the answer is always, hey, man, I just make too much money over here for me to care about that thing that affects you.
That's why it's like, for me personally, it's like, if you can't beat them, join them. So I'm trying to own a fucking team, Steelo.
Yeah, let's get it. I mean,
I don't care, but
that's
the thing is,
such a black dream.
I don't care if I own 0.0111%. I'm in the room now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to do is be in the room. Now you got to talk to me different. And now I got to figure out how to turn that 0.111% to 2, 3, 4 points, and then really make some money and then really grow within the vibe.
My argument and what my problem is, and that's why I can and get a little more disappointed and mad at NBAs, because for me, in America, we argue all the time that, okay, we don't have anywhere to go, right? Sam J was on the show. She argued that as well. She was like, the problem is that if Asians want to fight, Asians was pissed for 2 weeks, maybe a month, and niggas was like, we got to start a movement for them.
Yep.
We've been complaining for 400 years about the same shit. Still ain't nothing to have. We had Joe Biden made a emergency fucking order on the Asian Hate Act or whatever it was called to say, hey, we gotta stop this thing. Yeah. We still have nothing.
Yeah.
Black Americans have nothing, right? Like still we've been asking for shit.
And also, where all that money?
And it's a trap to pit yourself against the Asian.
We're not pitting ourselves against the Asian.
But I wouldn't say that it's. I agree that.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I didn't
It's not a trap. It's pointing out the fact that one group argued for one thing and something happened.
Yeah. Well,
Another group has been arguing for 400 something years. Nothing has happened.
And there was money raised
It's
for
not
Black
saying
Lives
it's against
Matter.
Pepper. No one has anything.
We're not choosing one or the other.
I've been
Yeah, that's
anti-Asian
all I'm
hate.
saying is-
No, but that's not your position either. Like, it's me pointing out the fact that it's very simple.
But Asian hate is
one
crazy
thing
to
has
me
happened,
too,
one thing
because
is not.
Asian hate is crazy to me too, because it's like, obviously it's been going on for years, but obviously since it's been heightened in the past, 8-9 months here.
Mm-hmm.
When the fuck did this happen? When was this such a thing where they're just walking up in massage parlors and offing Asian people?
The Kung Flu virus. It was our ex-president saying all the
That's
racist
what it
Asian
is.
shit.
Yeah.
And it
starting
put the
America
targets on
on
their
putting
back. It put the
targets on
targets on
Asians.
their back.
China. Yeah.
Not
That
trying.
makes
It
sense.
happened.
Well, it's like China. You
I
know,
think
it's
China.
that whole
Okay, I
thing,
thought you
too.
said China. It was the racist accent.
The fact that man said the
chose
words Kung Flu, the way when he said on television, he said the words.
You was
Kung.
like, the nigga's a marketing genius.
I was looking
But that's
at this.
racist. You was like,
Yeah, he
fam
wanted
is
to-
always
No, he's nuts.
coming with a cool slogan.
No, then he
but
was.
that's racist.
I knew
fam.
it was crazy. I mean, I always knew it was racist, but it was crazy when he was in Puerto Rico throwing the paper towels.
Fam.
That is
I
crazy.
couldn't believe what I was even looking at. Bro.
He might as well
Like,
said Kobe. The motherfucker shot the motherfucker.
he was
over
shit.
there.
Mind you, they're 2 feet away from him, and he's
It was
fucking
the most
shooting the
fucked
shit.
up shit.
He's so disconnected from reality. He went to the mass shooting in Texas and thumbs up with the victims. It's the same mentality to me of like, we're doing a photo op for what the fuck are you talking about? People are dying.
I think I was saying though was that within the NBA, what bothers me more is that the value. So as much as, whatever, the NBA, I think within this country, the reason I brought up Asians is I was saying that Asians can go back and the fight is bigger. So the reason that America has to listen is because they have a country that can fight for them and say, hey, y'all gonna fix that shit or it's gonna be an issue. As much as we know that we are African Americans, there is still a disconnect from Africa to African Americans where no one is fighting for us. The problem I was saying, or the issue I have for certain industries, and again, not to put pressure on anyone because I understand that it's not their duty either, but is that within the NBA, they actually have the value there. If African Americans within the NBA were to say, we are not playing, we don't care, then that is where our value comes here in America, and that's where our value, it matters here in America, is through skill set. It's the only thing you guys, not like it's you, but white America cares about is that how can you entertain us? How can we make money from you? How can you be lucrative?
Yeah.
That is through our skill set.
And it's just a small percentage of us that are able to dribble a ball or
Yes.
run with the football.
The
or
smallest percentage.
The smallest percent, and then it's an even smaller percent of the doctors and the black lawyers and the people that are in attorneys and the people that are agents, black agents. Somebody just read me a crazy stat the other day. There's no black agents in the NFL repping white players. Not one.
And you don't think the culture of the
vice
NFL is
versa.
problematic?
There's
The culture of the NFL is super. That's the reason, I'm going to be real with you, Vic. I used to love watching football. I used to watch football. I'm from Chicago. I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I grew up a little bit, the NFL's culture rubbed me the wrong way. So I stopped watching as much, not because I don't know what's going on. If I watch a game, nigga, I know what's going on. I know how to play. Okay, cool. But I stopped watching because I didn't like the way the players were treated. Yeah. And I didn't like the way the players, to me, were treated like modernized slaves.
Well,
hey,
what I think-
one day you good, the next day if you're not, the same way you would a slave, I'm going to shoot you in the motherfucking, you done. It's like, yo, if you're injured, they treat you like, oh, you don't matter to
No,
us
I've been
anymore.
there.
It's like,
I've been there. I've
I
been
know
in
you
every
have.
stage of it. I've seen from the highest of highs where they love you and this is great and you're amazing. We'll open up the doors, whatever you need us to do, we'll do it for you. And then the minute you're not accessible to them anymore or available for them to use your skill set, your talents, it's only a matter of time. It depends on how much money they got invested in you. Your numbers, your time is limited. Your days are numbered. You feel it.
Yeah.
Ooh, do you feel it?
That shit probably tears
Every
at
day you out there working out like, oh, this ain't the day I ain't back yet.
Yeah.
Another 24 hours, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's another Wednesday of first and second down that you're not a part of. Boom, Thursday rolls around. Fuck, I can't practice today. That's another third down day, which is the biggest day of the week you're not a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Friday comes around, doesn't even matter. If you ain't practice Wednesday, Thursday, you definitely ain't practicing. And you practice Friday, you ain't playing.
Mm-hmm.
So done. That week's done.
Well, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Know.
You're not playing on Sunday, at least
If
for
you
Coach
didn't
Cole,
play-
if you didn't practice
practice for at least 3
Wednesday
days.
or Thursday.
Yeah.
If you didn't do that Wednesday or Thursday, and
There
then
are
you
no
get
exceptions?
no exception.
And you get kind of like asked whether you're gonna practice or not.
And then
at the
again, there's
beginning of the
exceptions
day.
to the rule. There's like, let's be clear.
You're top 10 player, yeah.
Also, let's be clear. If Eli Manning isn't practicing until Friday, he's gonna fucking play on
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah, that's different.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But depending on who you are and what your injury is, and let's say you kind of like teetering, you could probably if you're not practicing Wednesday and Thursday, you're chalked up for the week. We'll holler at you next week, bro. And then you go, you kind of go through that cycle, and mentally it fucks with you.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also to me that relates so much to
Probably rush
people
yourself.
having trouble also taking that time off. The boycott you were talking about earlier. It's like you're so entrenched in this mentality of every day I'm working to play the game. I'm gonna give up this spot 1 week. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I
and you're
can
gonna
see
give up
being-
that check.
yeah,
Fuck the
and you're
spot.
gonna give up a check.
It's like, holy shit, hold on. Like,
Yeah.
Tom Brady comes up to you and is like, yo, we're going to boycott the next 2 weeks.
If I can,
You're
And you're like, who's going to pay this fucking 11 grand a week that I'm about to get that I need to pay? Blah, blah, blah. Like, who's going to pay that?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Eli, you're good. You get Eli, not to count his bread, but I saw his check one time. No.
I saw his
Steelo.
check one time. It was
Saw
hilarious.
his
Man.
fucking
That
check
was
one
the
time.
funniest
No, it's a thing.
I saw his
Yeah,
check.
No, it's
yeah,
a thing.
yeah.
The checks go out on people's stools on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We get paid on Wednesdays. Just the envelope is on your stool. Mind you, got direct deposit. Shit's already in the deposit.
Yeah.
But everybody gets the envelope. So I fuck with Eli. One day I woke up to him like, let me see your check. Stop playing with me. Like, just make me angry. Let me aspire to something right quick. The fucking check said $1.1 million.
Yeah.
Every week.
This is a
Steelo.
check, a weekly check.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do the math, he's making 24 that year.
Yeah.
You take the taxes off, he's getting the M&a-half damn near a week.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
take me. And he's driving a Toyota fucking Tundra.
Of course he is.
I love that.
Because the brand partnership.
Because my dad,
yes.
but also my dad played in the league. My brother is a fucking superstar in the league.
Yeah, what are you talking
nigga,
about? What are you
Toyota
talking
is where
about?
it's at.
Toyota is where it's at. Mind you, Toyota's probably paying them in full 3-year deal, 15 M's or something crazy like that for the whole deal.
Oh my God.
Like, he's chilling. Like, they were going to buy the Jaguars at one point. But the family.
That's hard.
All three of them.
I
were
like.
gonna
I love
buy
them.
the
though.
Jaguars at one
If
point.
nothing else, I fuck with them.
No, I fuck
don't
with
know
them.
them, but I fuck with.
No,
them.
they're amazing,
They seem like
amazing,
good people.
amazing people.
You could tell.
And I love that they don't front on you. Like, you know how, like, you be in a group with them or
Yeah.
Eli bring you out, you there, like, you cool, but you see Peyton on the dolo, and he
Yeah.
like, oh, how you doing? Like, try to re-meet you and shit.
Yeah.
I saw Peyton on the resort in Mexico, completely separated to, like, everything else, and he, like, chopped it up with me, and we had, like, a drink. He
I
invited,
believe that.
like, a whole
For
thing.
You know
sure.
what it is? Because he's also funny. Funny people be cool.
He's hysterical.
He's
yo.
hysterical.
You guys-
He's even better with the cameras off.
I did a Gatorade commercial with Peyton
Okay.
Manning.
Yeah.
And
Wait, were you a stand-up?
no, it's just for an NFL
That's
player.
another- if y'all don't know,
For an
y'all
NFL
watching,
player.
Love it.
They're not close to the same size.
I was just, you never know.
I know. I'm telling you.
No, but Peyton was like, he was like an incredibly nice American man.
I believe that.
He was like
American man.
100%.
What the fuck
Was he
that
wearing
shit?
regular-
No, just
What the
the
fuck?
things the things he found with everybody. Like by the end, he was like talking about, so you got a wedding coming up, excited about, like he like knew about people's weddings and families by the end.
He does that.
You
Very
know what I
true.
mean?
I
Like
feel like Japanese people do that too.
I feel like American man. He's wearing a flannel.
there's something
Because
very
he's wearing a flannel tucked in.
Yeah,
What did he do? That you was like, that's America.
was like literally like no with that stuff about our family by the end. Like he had a dad energy.
But
to
I'm
him.
asking
Yeah,
you, why do you think
that's
that's
true.
American?
like
like
to be a white
he was
dude.
like
So
a
like,
well
I know about your
American man.
family by the end. That's like a person thing, man. I thought you were gonna say like he
There's
did
something very like classic American dad about Peyton.
That's true
Manning.
though. That's
I'm
true
not
though. I give
mad-
you that. I
I'm
give you
not
that.
mad at
And
it.
Eli doesn't have that at all. Like
Nah,
that
Eli's
classic.
It's a different vibe.
Eli's just like the
Different
younger
vibe.
brother, just out here making it happen. Yeah.
No,
100%.
but I was just
Dad?
more saying like he learned about our family. I just thought it was funny that you were like, that's an American thing. I was like, that's just more of a personality thing of a good person. It's like, I'm gonna learn about your family. An American thing.
He did also have
an
a great
American thing would be like,
personality.
yeah, you just don't speak their language and know they want to learn about your family. But American thing
By the
would
way,
be more like
Payne would also feel great that he's just an all-around good American.
I
man.
feel
Yeah.
I believe that. Where are they from? Are they from Indianapolis?
They're from New Orleans. They're from New Orleans.
They are from New Orleans. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is New Orleans a really American place?
Yeah, there's like the Southern
melting
gentleman
pot.
quality to
Yeah, a
it.
little bit of everything there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They had a couple black wide receivers and shit on the team in high school.
For
so
sure-
they had,
for
yeah,
sure.
of course.
For sure.
You know,
New Orleans.
Eli and Odell Beckham Jr. went to the same high school.
Okay.
Newman.
Didn't know that.
In New
Okay.
Orleans. Yeah. Pretty
That's
big.
your guy. That's my guy too.
Yeah, family.
I fuck with that guy. Yeah. Cool guy.
Thanks
Did we
for
do it?
tuning in to Wine and Weed.
Yeah, we did it. We love y'all as always. Thank you, Victor Cruz. You've been amazing,
Yes.
my dog.
Appreciate
Fly
y'all, man.
shoes,
This
you're
is
fit.
fun.
You just had this shit on me in the crib.
Bro, I'm just
I'm
casual.
so happy I
This is
wore a
just
decent
casual.
outfit to match it. Zip it up.
And zip it out.
Bye.